get that utility out. Molotov top stairs means no peek behind it yet.
Look at the vision right now. We've got Spirit. No eyes in CT spawn. They can cross.
It burns out, and as it does, it opens the possibility for CTs to peek, but they still choose not to, and another smoke down instead. This is a good amount of timing for G2 with control of sight, so it felt. Malbs has to deal with Chopper, who gets a little frisky over towards Ticket.
Look at Snacks lying in wait.
Taking his old sweet time, as the smoke grenades have taken so much control of this bomb site for G2, not only for the first cross, but even deep here CT.
Great for Snacks. He can come underpass this time around slowly.
Malbs,
here's
the rumblings of their approach, and then he loses a teammate back behind him, so now that sight, it's all Malbs to hold. He's got good cover, and he picks up two, but that's it. All he has in the round. Snacks has to come in and get into the engagement as Nico rips Sontic's head off. That bomb plant, where is it? It's on the other end, but Donk doesn't have the kit, and with no kit, Donk's gonna stick this. 4 seconds still left, Donk all the way down. 10-second defuse denied. Snacks from around the world.
Are you kidding? Snacks made that happen. It had to be him. He was sitting there in B apartments, and the first thought is you're jumping out in B, you're walking off of cap. But when the plant goes down default, because it's maybe an emergency situation, I don't actually know why they planted there. No CT spawn control, everybody playing on the right side. It's useless, I guess, for him to come up connector, so it ends up being the better move all the way back to the ramp. Smart move by Snacks. And another unlikely round win here for G2.
Another reward for it. Pistols move forward here for Spirit.
I was thinking, the very least, he's going to come underpass and like looking where that bomb gets planted.
That's the first sign of a mistake that G2 have offered so far in the finals.
I wonder, I can't imagine, unless they mollied back triple, why they would have planted in that spot. Maybe it's just they saw CT was so clear for a second, they thought they could walk in afterwards. They had CT spawn on layaway.
Oh, a little bit of timing here that could help out Spirit if they want to get into the pistol antics. Yes,
Careful.
Sir. Shiro from the top of the ladder. That's a weapon offered over. Shiro holds the AK.
Donk talking.
And Chopper, he holds Palace all the way into T-spawn. He'll see this clear for the taking.
Oh, there's that shot.
Donk hits it.
Haircut on Snacks.
Now we're talking 2 pistol kills already in round 7.
Oh,
and another one. Just right back into the con peak. Every step of the way met by resistance. What else, Donk?
He's got the right read.
What more?
Oh my God, after the mausoleum.
Anybody that peeks it hits the ground in an instant.
Oh! Get in the crypt!
That is what you're up against all night long.
Woo. No ammo wasted. Goodness. Oh! Was this first bullet too? Oh, second. Jeez. What
No respite for G2 after that one. Into pistols themselves. The economy game was looking so in their favor up until this one. 2 light buys that they had robbed from Spirit. Now they find themselves all trying to tap into what Donk just brought to the table. Even Snacks gets a deagle for this one.
That's an X factor. The 2K to Monacy as well. They needed something like this just to get back on track. It doesn't even, put them over the edge in this half. G2 will get a taste of these deagle rounds. They can win them too. Doors open on connector. Chopper will have first vision.
Zayan bhai, kya haal hai? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining, bhai. Kaise ho?
That's what you do with the Eagles. You just patiently wait for your moment. You've got to hold your breath because you don't know if one thing goes wrong. It can all turn down the house of cards. They've got this cleaned up. There's that lurk.
Yeah, Hunter will find his through window, but nothing else successful.
All right, Donk has officially made this a close
गाइस चैनल
game.
को सब्सक्राइब करो, वीडियो को लाइक
Off
करो,
his round.
सब्सक्राइब करना मत भूलना भाई. मेरे वाले चैट्स मेरे कैमरे के नीचे आएंगे एंड ये
And every
लाइव
time
चैट्स हैं.
we turn to Spirit, we always see
चलो
Zero
गेम
getting
देखेंगे अभी.
involved.
फाइनल चेक कर लूँ मैं. OBS में ये करने वाला हूँ.
Deep breaths here as 8 rounds
मिनिमाइज.
go down. 4-4.
4-4 चल रहा है. काफी टक्कर का मैच चल रहा है भाई. मैं पर्सनली G2 को सपोर्ट करता हूँ, है ना. टीम स्पिरिट भी अच्छी है. डोंक स्पेशली काफी अच्छा है. टॉप 3 थर्ड प्लेयर है. और मोनेसी जो G2 में है वो टॉप सेकंड प्लेयर है. और जो फर्स्ट प्लेयर है वो ऑलरेडी बाहर हो चुका है. सोचो ऐसा ऐसा चल रहा है. तो एनीवेज I think this is going good.
Last comparable round. So why is there a second player B instead? What's the plan? What's the approach? Now it's a volley for Donk to deal with. Not an issue. He sees that as an invitation. He'll step right into it.
After a long time, हाँ भाई काफी long time.
Nico going as Chopper gives cover from sight. And
कैसे हो तुम?
cohort at B shut down. This is a sweep from Spirit.
Yeah, they thought they were being clever right there. Cut off on A, stopped at B. That was the trick. Monesi's back here with the bomb, however, so they sped up a little bit early because they lost those 2 frags. They didn't get to realize their full idea. Monesi walking up to look for a punish. Right now, Spirit can slowly expand the map and eventually find him, so you might have to be a little bit aggressive in the save, but it will be a save.
और कैसे हो भाई? क्या चल रहा है आजकल? जर्मनी, हाउस जर्मनी.
You've been keeping an eye on the kill matrix. Obviously got a Nico kill in the last round.
Donk's Nico head to head. No, sir,
Yeah,
not yet.
We really have to be tallying that up.
Slammed him in Palace this round. Not to mention that Nico Molotov went a little too far. So you said the save would be under question. Here we are, 5 seconds to that clock, and Chopper's about to come creeping in behind you. He gets denied. That's 2 kills for Monesi as he hangs on for dear life.
स्पिरिट जीत रही है.
Get himself a third, so nothing
क्या हो रहा है
saved.
भाई आज
The board
G2 को?
swept, and Spirit to the lead.
He knew he had to
G2
do.
जीतनी चाहिए. पैसा लगा मेरा G2 पे.
Nice forward setup out of Spirit. Previously, we saw obviously.
Germany is fine. अगले हफ्ते से एग्जाम्स हैं.
They played passive towards stairs, hung on to that,
Okay, bro.
and queued up a near
I hope
retake.
अच्छे जाए एग्जाम्स.
This time we go 2 players closer, and Spirit holds strong.
Of all the tier 1 B anchors, I love how Magic's plays B on this map. Knows when to be aggressive. He's got the aim to back it up.
Oops, forgot the click. Getting slow in his old age. The times are changing.
It's more and more relatable.
Couple pieces of util here for
पीछे
Snacks
आवाज
to try
नहीं
and
आई
set
ना?
them up. This is looking like a nice chance for Spirit to get a 6th.
Yeah, looks like the
मैंने
Miracles
वो
on point. And they survived
किया था
a
चालू.
couple of tough losses to kick this off.
Oh, not only that, they
I
then
mean, even if they win, like say they win Mirage, they can still be 3-1 G2. This isn't even the first best of 5 victory for G2 in this position. They're solid in these grand finals. So are Spirit. They've got 2 chips. This one could very easily go the full distance. But it
we're
really
lucky.
comes down to finding out if Spirit can win.
और
any
होपफुली
match.
आनी चाहिए अभी आवाज.
we're lucky.
This is a
Detail
test
from Palace with
message.
pistols.
हम्म.
They've burned off enough time trying to get this one in motion, but again, right, Deagle's just looking for somebody to overstep. Nico misses his shot, can't quite tap into it, and Donk gonna make sure to put them all down. Mobs comes in, but it's a little bit too late for a party. Not one that favors G2 anyways. Hopper over towards the stair, keeps him stationed in. 2 chances.
जैन भाई कुछ और टाइप करो एक बार जरा. मेरे को सुनना है कि पीछे मेरा TTS चल रहा है कि नहीं.
That made this entire crowd cheer. Nico gets his chance with the bottom connector player and doesn't even shoot.
Yeah, and if
क्या
there's
6-4
like a
हो गया
really
क्या?
rough moment here for Nico,
मैंने
he's
ध्यान
not
नहीं
gonna
दिया.
break these blacklight tables. They're indestructible. I tested them, so
टाइम आउट.
he can hurt himself, but he's not going to be able to power up with that. I mean, Dogs, he's looking serious, right? For what it's worth. We're kind of sitting here waiting to see how the full map plays out, but he's already crossed 10 frags, like 12 or more. He's ready for this challenge, it looks like. We had in the pregame talking about Taz's timeout, or he said, listen, we've got to stay on the same page and to listen to Snacks when he makes calls, you know, because Nico has been calling more and more, and that makes sense. He already won a whole tournament calling at Dallas. He's not
एक सेकंड मेरा कैमरा का सॉफ्टवेयर इंस्टॉल हो रहा है, अपडेट हो रहा है.
Those are only two options.
Been a little while since we had the full-fledged guns, so let's see. There's also been attempts at adaptation on G2's T side. It's a varied play. No pack sitting outside A site this time. So, you know, sometimes when we talk about Donk and Zontix and this duo that can get so hyper-aggressive top mid, that really hasn't been a part of this half so far.
Oh, that's clean, man.
Snax is just out there on his own.
Yeah, that's true. He's going to walk. He's missing the timing of walking down, but there was going to be a moment where he'd be seen off cat. He knew that. It's just that his whole goal was to get Mobs and Hunter out of underpass.
Zero trade potential, unfortunately, and he just kind of copped his pants down. Almost kills Zontix, of course, but that 20 health makes a difference. So much so that Zontix pulls back to market and allows Shiro to go for op contact instead. What does that do? Bolsters this position in mid with more guns. And Chopper's already gone deep to take a quick glance down ramp. I feel like the CTs are confident. They know exactly where they're at. But can they stop them? It's a single kill from Donk, and Magic's while modeling out has to
Spirit to form में ही
to go through this, yeah.
Sure enough, he keeps the pressure up. And the
कितने
rotations
4v2
inbound, no
बचे.
doubt. Sure enough, Nico holds from stairs as Magic's maybe offers a little too much. And these T's throwing a smoke onto the bomb site kind of corral themselves into this pit. Nico dropping down, has no bomb, and gets cleared out by Chopper, who holds that site the entire round.
That one makes it winnable.
CT जीत रही है.
One from Chopper. Nice patience from
Actually, मैं ये map पे थोड़ा CT sided है.
To stop connector. Donk does the perfect thing. If he decides to start jiggling, staying in jungle,
Terrace को थोड़ा tough time होता है. ये map में
with lots of space to work with and catch them off guard.
No,
so
side gain करने में.
This is such a good move. He also gets in front of the smoke, which blocks him from the stairs peak. Every time someone comes out the right side of the smoke, there's a guy jumping out the left, ready to scale the stairs, and they're both aiming to clear jungle together. So very forward thinking here from Donk. 2 steps ahead.
How's this happen?
क्या हो रहा है?
Wait, what? She got him in the window blind with a MAC-10 through his smoke.
Never seen the kill feed so full of icons. All right, interesting problem for Spirit to try and handle in the final round of the half, and Nico's going to try to capitalize alongside Maltz. Sure enough, Snax gets himself a double kill.
Okay.
Steps up when you need him.
Nice.
Doubles his frag count and forces Zontix into a highly unlikely 1v4, but a free one offered, and he knows Snax is near. The fact he gets both those kills for 14 HP, worth it, and he has to try.
He has to try. Last round of the half.
Phone काफी
Zontix, he's got the full kit of utility. Sometimes
we can't do anything about
a few
that.
extra seconds to think about how to do this perfectly. You know he juliennes these angles, calculating the utility.
Piecing it all together and trying to take the top, but there is no top with the head loss. Malbs, a haircut to end it. One more round for G2 on the tally. The first half of this best of 5 done.
ठीक है.
What's going on, guys? We are here in Singapore and we're about to get down to some business with Na'Vi and G2. We've got a challenge for these players right now. We're going to visit some of the iconic tourist locations around Singapore, starting here in the Botanic Gardens. And you guys have the challenge of taking some nice pictures. Best pictures wins. Be creative, find something beautiful. Nico, you happy with a camera? You know what you're doing with that?
Me, if it was, phone camera, I think I would do fine, but with this camera, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Who's the one who takes more photos out of you two? You, Jel, just straight away, Jel. So you're gonna be in control of the camera.
I hope so, yeah. I mean, Alex is a very good portrait figure, so.
Oh yeah. You can see that. Line him up. Yeah, it's good. It's good. All right, may the best team win. Let's get him.
तो मेरे को समझ में आया मैंने वाईफाई के साथ अपना लैप ये
He's getting ready for it.
कनेक्ट क्यों नहीं करके रखा हुआ था क्योंकि वाईफाई के साथ थोड़ा जर्की कैमरा आता है. कैमरा की क्वालिटी ठीक है, वैसे इतनी बुरी नहीं है.
Wait. Okay.
ये बकचोदी कर रहा है.
Alex, you wanna shoot?
Not yet. When I see a vision.
That could be alive.
It's crazy.
Actually, I think we can cook here. Wait, we can actually do it. I will come close, but you'll go behind the water.
I'll go behind the wall. No, I can take a picture of you.
Joe, put your head under it.
Let's go a little bit further. Trust the process. Damn, Alex, you're actually killing it.
full time pass चालू है इन लोगों
Right with the vision, bro.
Yeah, it's the vision. The vision was good. It's worked. Well done.
Next
नहीं
location,
यार
right?
इनको वाईफाई से मजा नहीं आ रहा I just switch off the Wi-Fi. Give me a second.
Yeah.
Nice.
Can you see the people behind me or?
No. Look towards that circle.
Bro, let's do it that it comes out of my mouth.
Yes.
How about that?
Just look there. Really good. I got it.
Singapore.
The conversation coming between Donk and Nico and whether he could actually finally topple this beast. 6-1 right now is Donk over top of Nico. 14-7 to a measly 4-10. He has effectively shut him down in the first half of this grand final.
That's quite literally one of the most, some might say that's just a funny stat to read off. That's actually one of the most important stats in this head-to-head for the year for Donk and for their ability to be able to win big series like this versus G2, who are essentially, this is not a rivalry, this is their nemesis. This is the team that destroys them every time. So it looks like we've got the potential for one of the best chances here for Spirit to pick up this upset. And yes, you've got to call it that.
Chopper's going to go for the double wall of smokes, and there's nobody inside this A site to fall for it. Snack starts to peel away, dropping a smoke at his feet, but he's very quickly charged down by Donk. The kill's not as fast.
Yeah, but he didn't have any idea it was coming, so the rotations are a little delayed. Nico.
Down it goes. Retake's already happening. They waste no time. We got Nico, Mulbs, and Hunter all with a kill a pop. Shiro, though, good position on the side of this smoke, catching him off guard. Right back into the second half with electricity. Mulbs shutting him down and clearing it. G2 will split these pistols.
Just fantastic.
Finally, G2.
There, especially when you lose your B anchor. If they drop their Van Pillar smoke that quickly, they don't know that the attack is coming in. The rotations are a little delayed.
अभी ये first map है और 4 maps बचे. अगर G2 3 map जीत जाती तो obviously last 2 map खेलने की जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ेगी.
That's what matters the most.
Shot है यार. Oh.
We talk about stats between head to head. Another stat that's been impressive has been the success rate in
G2
rounds.
Yes. I think G2 सबके favorite है.
Pick your poison.
Don't worry, they'll find a way.
So G2 add 1 to the tally. Pistol round that will suddenly put this game back to even keel. 7 feels inevitable.
You know Donk has a deagle, right? And he knows where they are.
Yeah, but he's being so loud about all this that
मेरा mic भी proper चल रहा है ना?
Let him throw his little tantrum up in apartments.
सब बराबर
He's
पकड़
not
रहा
going to
है.
peek and give him a thread to pull on. They go ahead.
Cool.
Take some very open spots out in middle.
क्या scene चालू है? Okay, एक खाली पड़ा है पूरा.
Nearby, but that pack of pistols could
ये लोग सब mid पे हैं.
Moment's notice. Feels like that may be the plan, seeing as Magix has the single flash for it.
Hunter Catwalk घूम रहा है. अच्छा ये लोग भी सब mid पे हैं. Nico बीच में बैठा है. Nico काफी dangerous position में है. अगर पीछे उसने नहीं देखा ना तो उसको head पड़ सकता है. ये लोग अब ये भाग रहे हैं.
Single digit victories from G2 over Spirit. the last two.
चॉपर इंफॉर्मेशन देखने गया है बी पे
16
कोई है कि नहीं.
one overtime victory over Spirit, so they're starting to put
चॉपर
things
ने देख लिया
together
आई
on this
थिंक.
map in terms of what they
मेरे
need to
ख्याल
do.
से
But
इसको
it's
देख लिया है
Mirage at the
स्नैक्स
end
को.
of the day. I mean,
चॉपर
map
वर्सेस
that's
स्नैक्स होगा.
only so complicated and one that they both understand versus each
ओ
other.
चॉपर काफी है 1 HP.
If one health ends up being a difference here for Chopper as they try to just cube
Chopper
sneak
तो
that
खत्म.
bomb into A site. It's a Hail Mary, and it doesn't look convincing. Mobs scoffs at the attempt from Zontix. Him, Monacy, and Nico just
Nice one,
clean it
nice
all
one.
up.
Good
That
job.
inevitable 7th hits the scoreboard. Not one flash, nothing.
मैं एक बार ये चेक कर लो कि मेरा
Moment right here. That's a nice round to make some money. Okay. He's got one team he loves. Oh wait, no, he's got a few actually.
अरे बंद क्यों हो रहा है वहाँ?
7-7.
Just give us close maps all night long.
Yeah, man, I think this is a
Injected
great,
in my veins.
this is a great sign for the series. It really is. It really is. Malt's on top.
Nico a little uncomfortable here, but he's got his own smoke to play behind, so
Yeah, this is
he'll
a-
let that Molotov just burn itself
The
out.
spawn call, you can see the pack is already up here. No one else on the extremities.
Trying to test Snacks. That's looking like the plan.
Oh,
He does
yeah.
get caught on the jump up. He's not going to get away full health, but he's got an assistance from Hunter. Off of Catwalk, the first tee falls. What was supposed to be a pop gets stopped in its tracks. And then all the CTs come sprinting over to help. Nicely done there from Snacks. Again, it's panicked because he gets caught off guard, but at least he doesn't die.
It's a full cancel. The round is still live here. We've got, Zontix and Shiro low HP. Still time on the clock, but obviously G2 players a little bit nervous. Some players are low. We've only got the MP9 here for Snacks. Some utility has been drawn out. A couple of key pieces have been kept here for Spirit. I don't know about the B re-aggression, if that's ever going to be opened up. CT's on full alert. But they're probably tempted to wait this one out if possible.
AC भी
I
चालू
guess.
कर दो गर्मी होगी.
It's another moment where Snacks get the info just in time, and you have to give Hunter credit. If he's on top of the ladder and he's ready for an underpass walk, or if he's holding cap because he thinks the split's coming in, he can't be there to stop that second window. When you see Donk swing out through B as they're entering, there's going to be one guy getting out of the window. Donk's going to sit into the window and hold cat for every rotator instantly that comes through. And Hunter was there so early because of Snacks'
फाइनली मेरे को
call,
चेक करना था
or because he heard the footstep
One of
that
the two.
he was there. And
कि मेरा
that's all the
TTS
difference.
चल
There's
रहा
two
है कि
things that
नहीं.
can happen, right? Snacks can get killed from that first peak, or Hunter can die on cat. Either one lets the rotators out. Neither one did.
ओ
Hunter the wall.
इसीलिए.
Keep Snacks alive in this one. Was that Maui Snake?
It's Moggy Snake.
अच्छा इसलिए नहीं चल रहा
It's
था.
definitely a Monacy type crowd.
अच्छा
3,000
लगा.
Monacy fans here. And that's because, in terms of moments.
Let's go, G2!
Wow, that is really cool. In terms of moments, Dong throughout this year has matched up. Monacy just keeps delivering. It feels like he's the one who actually keeps getting better as time passes. It's pretty extraordinary. His
Besharma
4K
says
that he got
hello.
at this event, that was one of the best
Good.
highlights of the year, but it feels like that happens for him every week.
He's been so tapped into it, specifically here in Singapore. And tapping into it right at the tail end of 2024 is the perfect time to do it, because the conversation about #1 is so open.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Everything comes down to
bewildering
this in Shanghai.
that we're talking about a team like G2, who we know is technically a dead roster walking. For a long period of time, they've kept the play up.
मेरा माइक का बीच बीच में आवाज
With that
हो
fall
जाता
finals
है.
win in
हाँ,
Copenhagen,
Yeah,
and what do you know?
the
They are
quote was
back
it-
here again.
The quote was from the G2
All right,
CEO,
G2 जीत
"We
रही है.
want to
गुड
keep
गुड
it
8-7.
going
बहुत
every way."
काटे की टक्कर चल रही हो.
Hate to hear that.
ओके अंडरपास में है.
Things come to an end. Shame this one so soon.
मोनेसी
Monacy's
ऑफ
got
नहीं चला
to
रहा.
play with, but
What's
there's
worse, missing a smoke or a smoke like this?
nobody really behind it. So luckily for now, Spirit won't be punished. If they were
टर्न
to
टर्न में
slow
दो
down
लोग
behind
हैं.
and died,
निको
well,
वही
then
ध्यान दे
those are
रहा.
really rough.
But he can hold and make, he knows they haven't crossed boxes either, so. Underpass comes out earlier, though.
Grenade dropped on their head as they try to approach, but it really doesn't do much damage. You know what, Will? This double peek. Into the T's they go.
Dong.
Nico trying to help top middle.
बहुत गलत जगह पे खड़ा था Dong.
Of a couple.
क्या हो गया? नेट
And a third top mid. Some of these players with limitations, one of them being Chopper's Deagle, but that is G2 sensing a moment to simply pounce into the setup, disrupting Spirit before they could get anything moving. Zontix has to be the hero, but a hero in a 1v5, so uncommon. And the time's so against him. Not with Bomb in front of all of these eyes, ready. As it sits on top of stairs, they'll send one into the fight, and Zontix retreats. This is G2 to take a 2-round lead.
Oh, that was such a good round out of G2, man.
Nice,
that
nice,
replay
nice.
was perfect. It's a distinct advantage to them as long as they have that timing. And Monacy held on to info on the cross. They walked out a connector. They knew no one was top boxes to punish them. And it was this smoke that landed such... Oh, it was off his head.
Dodgeball.
Oh, my God. And you see when they walk out, they're not even looking at top mid. They don't have to worry about it. The smoke comes up in window at the same time. So chances getting missed here for Spirit.
Limitations are just going to keep coming through. It's a pretty big investment for Chopper in this round.
Sometimes you got to put yourself on, man.
Well, if they don't pull this one off, it'll be 10 rounds G2. Luckily, they've already won a round like this.
Nice shot,
Unluckily, they die 3 out of the gate, but Zontix to reclaim a hope in this one. The 17th round should never be there. So Nico, he's gotten the memo. A little pressure out from the A ramp, but it comes after 3 deaths. And so G2. Donk's individual level cooled off. They'll try again with the guns. Again, they came into these last 2 rounds with just limited weapons, so this has to be it. Or else G2 are suddenly getting dangerously close to 13 on a flawless CT run.
Yeah.
Your time on Mirage is running out.
I hope आवाज आ रही होगी.
It's been a sight to behold.
They're going to go ahead and test Snacks again. Now, they have effectively caught him off guard, but it was Hunter previously.
But they don't hit the shot. They don't hit the shot.
This time, he's able to put himself on the angle,
window
similar
peak.
spot,
There it is.
so they're ready. Donk comes right in with that instant headshot, but Snacks is down beneath him, and Nico's nade supports him from Market. Cap pressure comes in big from Chopper. That limitation.
They know Nico is nearby.
And so as he holds onto the pillar, he has to move forward, but still he has the cover, and he could have lined up too. Could have. Instead, the pressure falls to Monacy, and he thrives within it. Puts it into the 2 versus 2 as Shiro is on site with Bomb planting safely. Incendiary's gonna spread and takes him down to 60, but still he has this column to hide.
Smart for Shiro here. Magic's covering the corner.
Malb's on the corner, and as he peeks, it's a blind Magic, so no help this time. It's got to be the pillar of Spirit again, and guess what? He can, because he has,
lost him.
but not this time. Monacy steps out. What? He can, because he has,
lost him.
but not this time. Monacy steps out.
Moment after moment here from Monacy. And another match-defining clutch, just a clean 1v1 after the first punish on the cat cross. The hold this time, they had the idea to go for B 3 times. They failed now 3 times. Each time they've gotten closer. Here we saw the exact duel they were looking for. Beat Hunter to cat with Donk in the second window. Punish that with a spray. They got that, but this time Snacks gets his kill. This time Nico's in the rotator position in the window fast enough he can nade for Snacks, and it's a whole different challenge. They still punish Nico afterwards, and they're still technically up material all the way to the very end.
That nade ends up
Heroes
worth its
1v2.
weight in gold, because it opens the door for Nico to slide
So
into
now
the
it's
column that he
looking
plays
good.
behind to get more impact peeking into CT. So utility makes a difference there for G2. Snacks makes a difference as he keeps enough of a defense in position, but it's just so well tethered off of Hunter at the time being. Although maybe starting to get a little predicted as we see how ready Spirit were for Hunter on that exact position. So what kind of change up do we get? The change comes by way of lack of presence for Spirit towards this B site. 3 attempts, 3 failed. They don't know if 4 will crack the code.
मेरा CT साइड है, जैसे G2 CT में आए तो वो जीतने लग गए.
He's free to take a glance, but he's got to be careful.
मेरा आज बहुत CT साइडेड मैप है.
This time Hunter's not up in ladder room. They're trying to get him to play with Snacks, and when he's not, they're trying to punish Snacks all alone. That's been the whole game plan so far. This time they picked them perfect moment where
bomb लेके उधर जा रहा है.
take over middle. Let's see if
Magix
can make something.
Magix versus Snacks.
Sorry, Spirit. But look at that bomb.
Yep.
Up in B halls.
It sits so far away, despite Spirit getting so dangerously close to hitting this A site. m0NESY cautious about connector, will kill Donk first.
Yeah, what's going on here?
Dontix is yet to activate out in Palace, but there's so many players here to hold him. Instead, he gets his contact against Maltz, and he does tap into Hunter. He gets there.
It's still walking.
Yes, him
this
versus
way.
Snacks over on B will be critical. Magix has had so much responsibility here in round 19.
You couldn't read that. He's up here. Magix, he can go ahead and try to plant, but with 20 seconds, he would love to find a kill first.
And now suddenly this puts Shiro into a playmaker's position. Because the bomb is on the
Shiro center में नहीं है बहुत.
Instantaneous with that headshot.
They just knew where he was. Magix, he knows that someone's on Cat, and he can't find the duel just yet.
Looking for the miracle. Looking for the 1v3. This is the first time that there's been enough time for Magix to get into a comfortable post plant within this site. 2 more players. That dynamic duo of m0NESY and Nico to force this towards Magix. Talk about pressure. But he keeps it quiet. And as he just holds on to millimeters, he peeks out wide for another kill. And it's all on to m0NESY, AK in hand. Bomb very close.
Nice.
Close.
Nice one, m0NESY. Nice one.
Denies the 1v3. G2 take 12.
Yeah,
Wow.
girl sticking out. G2 match point. Another clutch goes their way.
Nice one. m0NESY काफी फॉर्म में है, काफी टाइम से फॉर्म में चल रहा है.
Another round ends B. They tried to make it happen. This time, a full-on A attack with the split. Bomb never intends on coming here ever. And it damn near ends up being the right idea. But you can see from Shiro, all 3 players had advantageous fights versus him. There was no way out. And they knew that he was there. Magix knew from that moment that he was going to have to do that himself. But instead, it's just another G2 clutch.
So much misdirection. It's another m0NESY clutch. Back to back for 11 and 12. Coming alive in the late game, all 4 of the players you expect to be towards the top of G2 providing.
इस बार सब लोग A जाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं.
And that's the beauty of this one. Performance across the board, and m0NESY into the A site, ready to anchor. And as they exit out through ramp, sure enough, he gets pressured off of triple. There is no follow through. Spirit, you have plenty of time despite man advantage. What's the decision? Because the utility is literally non-existent. They're banking on 4 rifles with no map control
utility
elsewhere.
नहीं गया.
In a hunter
कोई
push,
बात नहीं.
and Maltz maybe makes it
TV4
over
है.
Still, they are split.
Dontix और Shiro की health कम है.
Hold on, though. We've got the CT defense is calcified. They're sitting in the exact
Oh,
same spots.
oh, shot.
Mistakes. Do Spirit want to come back here?
They're thinking about it. But maybe they just let that time.
नहीं हो पाएगा.
Uncertainty in the mind of G2. Will Snacks start to call them away? Because one player walking out ramp doesn't indicate that there are more.
I don't think Spirit believe that they have a chance here. And so m0NESY
left on his own, but so much further back than over towards Ticket. This time it is him in jungle. Can he thrive?
One more incorrect shoulder peek. One more chance here. m0NESY.
Oh.
That's what's most important. And as he puts that smoke down, bomb can cross, and m0NESY doesn't know. He doesn't know that up close, he's got an AK barrel to the back of his head. It is Magix in another late round moment to try and keep Spirit alive here.
Look who's on the flank.
No longer separated, Spirit joined forces, but they will
2v2.
eventually be pinched. Snacks and Nico.
Chopper और Magix का काफी अच्छा ये है partnership. Snacks और Nico का इतना नहीं है जितना Nico और m0NESY का है.
Snacks does something first.
Here it is. He shows his presence, an incendiary that lets Chopper's guard go down, so Magix will have to clutch this. Snacks pushes forward with a kit and a tap, but Nico gets denied.
Oh, nice one, Snacks.
Lo and behold,
Nice one.
take from Snacks. G2 take this first map.
Nice one. Good game, bro.
The devil works hard, but G2 CT side works harder. 8 rounds in a row to be closing this one out, Jacob. Convincing from G2 on map number 1 of Mirage.
Super strong into the game here for G2. They were struggling a little bit in the first half. You could definitely feel that Spirit came to play from an individual point of view. We saw Donk chime off. We saw a couple of the Spirit players do some very solid stuff on their CT side. However, when we got into the second half, it was clear to see who picked this map, and it was clear to see who had whose number. Obviously, Money's having a great time. You had Nico stepping up on the CT side as well. And all in all, as you see on the scoreboard, you have the 3 superstars of G2 playing well.
It was a win condition that we said was necessary for G2 to once again be standing tall over Spirit. Love, Maui, that we got to see Malbs standing tall in this one.
Oh yeah, we definitely needed to see a little bit more from Malbs to show up in this grand final. Obviously, we're talking about with that Spirit trio, the fact that Zontix is performing well here. Well, shoes on the other foot. G2 this time, their stars get activated. Monacy has a barn burner of a game. The other players on G2 as well, chiming in with little moments. And I will say, Snacks, obviously he didn't have the best score line, but I will say that he played well within the system in late round situations at least 3 times that I could count.
Yeah, I mean, that CT side from G2 just looked, I mean, impenetrable by the side of Spirit.
It was what we mentioned before, that Snacks on CT side is actually pretty decent this tournament, and he's pulling his weight, even though he's that Mirage B player. But even the clutches like this, the flank really was activated multiple times throughout the half, and you love to see that he's able to rebound back from those T sides, which he's not necessarily as impactful.
Mentioning those T sides, should we dive into a round straight away, Maui? We've got round number 6. What is the story of this one?
Well, we see that it doesn't really matter what G2 call, it's just gonna work, okay? I want you guys to look at the radar really closely right now. Bomb is being planted, Snacks is all the way deep into the apartments. You can see him getting a glimpse right there, and it's 4 on 4, but there's really only 3 G2 players that are there. They're getting pinched right now, they're getting pushed. Sure, Malbs is able to get one right there, but he falls, and a 2v3, and Nico, he's still at the ramp. By the way, the bomb is planted at default. Donk is going to stick this bomb all the way through, and this is such curious pathing. Nico goes all the way out towards the stairs side of things, and Snacks has to, at the last second, last quarter of a second, get the kill on them, and he was in the apartments. Like that did not look like that was supposed to work like that. I don't think that's how they drew it up, but a little bit of G2 magic.
A little bit of G2 magic, and you're spot on when you're saying that was not part of the plan. They could not have known that the guy defusing from Spirit didn't have a defuse kit. They were prone to lose that round. Unfortunately for Malbs, he couldn't get the second kill in towards CT spawn that would have kept the round alive for them. Somehow, some way though, they got a little bit lucky in that scenario.
Okay, so Spirit, you know, moments away from closing out that round, but then, Stiko, how does Donk answer back in the following?
I honestly don't even want to talk over this clip because the Donk magic was kind of fooling in full display, and it is just Donk and his mighty decoy, so to speak. Even the rounds like this, look at the buy on Spirit side. This is clearly just a territory where they just half buy and they want to bring back the half, but Donk is giving them a head start when it comes to this. It's the position on default, where you have so many headshot angles you can take, and he's just enabling, he's just peeking. Look at it, he's not even holding angles. This one he does actually, and it's supposedly against Nico, but then once he gets the 3rd kill, actually the hunter gets hunted. He's the one being chased down by Donk, and you can see immediate celebration. Beautiful 4K.
I just want people at home to understand how sick that is. You know, if you're not playing Counter-Strike on a regular level or every single day, to get 4 kills in that fashion, to just annihilate your opponent like that, that was world-class dealing coming out from Donk, almost to a point where you'd rethink that he would be Nico on the other side.
I was going to say, it's kind of only Donk or Nico that could really get away with that mastery, Maui.
Right, and I feel like that's one thing that thankfully didn't come up to just blow up in G2's faces. Those anti-ecos can be a little bit rocky for them at times. Like we saw one player coming up con, another player's at the bottom of con, another player walks that ramp. A little bit discombobulated, but that's what I mean. Like G2, it doesn't even have to be pretty Counter-Strike. They just get themselves out of those situations, which they obviously did on that defensive side too.
Mentioning the Donk versus Nico head-to-head, at the half, Stiko, it was 6-0 in favor of Donk. We thought that was going to be one of the win conditions for Spirit to close it out, but Nico, he did answer back.
Yeah, the start from Nico was actually insane, specifically against Nico. He shut him down completely, and I was actually thinking that the Spirit are running away with this game, and I was kind of preparing myself for this headline, and then Nico kind of brought it back himself on the other side. So yes, head-to-head 6-3, but we are seeing the pattern again being broken. The Donk is actually the one winning head-to-heads.
But that right there, that's a worrying sign for Spirit. If you're not able to win when you're shutting down NiKo, if you're not able to win when Dunk is up 6-0 versus NiKo in the first half, you still find yourself struggling in the second, you still find yourself losing the map 13-7, where you even won a pistol and converted, then we speak about that being a win condition, which I agree with you, it is. But even if that win condition is going your way, you're still far, far away from winning the map. That should be a worrying sign for Spirit right now.
And it feels like when we talk about grand finals like this, BO5s, it comes down to all 10 players in the server. And I just feel like Spirit in this tournament are very top heavy. Chopper had one good series this entire tournament. It was yesterday against Astralis, admittedly, so it was nice to see that on a stage. But I don't even think Scrawny said Chopper's name for that entire half. So that T side was really to their own detriment, and that is due to the fact that the calling in man advantage situations was by no means a benefit to Spirit.
I was going to say particularly in that second half, right? Because even when Spirit, they did get the bomb planted, what did G2 do?
Yeah, we kind of phrased it that G2 perhaps were a little bit lucky in the first half with the round that you showcased. This is G2 playing beautiful Counter-Strike right here. It gets into a 3v3 scenario. Unfortunately for NiKo, not able to get the kill. Now it's a 3v2, and you know how tough it can be to retake the bomb side. m0NESY poised with the op, getting a little bit of a freebie, not quite sure why he did that. And then look at the team play coming out here. Molotoving the bomb, pushing out, being aggressive. Malps in a position, and the flash coming in from the G2 player right here. m0NESY flashing for the player, Malps masking it by shooting with the M4A1, and then they isolate Shiro on the back of the bomb side. He will answer back. He does see the player jump out a window, not quite sure where he went, and then he will go down. I want to give the credit to G2 right here. m0NESY pointing towards the camera, because that flash right there, that is beautiful support play coming in from the star player.
And look at that, half of the rounds that G2, ended up winning, Spirit actually did plant the bomb. So testament to G2's retakes in that situation, Stiko.
Absolutely, but you have to take into account that as well, those plans were like where Magix, for example, lurked out B when the site was empty and it was already 2v3 situation. In the end, he didn't convert even that 1v3, so it was a close one. But yes, they were managing to get the bomb plants in, but the retakes were just way too overpowering for G2 side.
What was your take on the T-side approach then from Team Spirit? Mario has already had a say, Jacob, so did it feel a bit flat for you?
A little bit maybe, but I also want to give praises and credit to G2. I think the individuals shut it down. You saw Malps on the bomb side and m0NESY time and time again. One of the things Spirit like to do against pretty much anyone on Mirage is using ramp to walk up and seek the duels. Whenever they were seeking those duels on ramp, m0NESY would shut it down, Malps would shut it down, and then they had to rethink, what do we do then? Some late lurks coming out from Magix. They were trying to target Snacks a couple of times on the B bomb side as well. That didn't work out either, so it wasn't necessarily at fault for Chopper not trying to change it up. It was just that whatever they did try didn't really work out. And I want to give more credit to G2 for shutting down the entirety of the map instead of just saying that Spirit called a bad T side. It probably was a bit of both.
I really do feel like G2 have been so lucky, though, by getting mobs. I mean, it's just such an insane pickup to get a guy from the Americas region that was overlooked by so many organizations, such as Liquid, such as Complexity, and then they just say, okay, wait, this guy can beat us, this guy can shoot against us. Like, G2 is shooting harder than any other team right now. I really couldn't pick a single one and say there's more firepower on this roster with G2, and I'm not even including Snacks. Like, it could be 4v5 and it's probably still more firepower.
You're obviously an expert from that region. What was the sentiment when you saw that Malbs was being picked up by G2? It kind of made sense for you, even though he had to switch to some roles that, for the time being, maybe aren't his favorite.
T side seems to make sense. CT side, they just threw him to the Wolves. They put him in anchor spots, and he's keeping his head above water. I think he's got a 1.09 roughly on CT sides for the last handful of months. Like, that's pretty darn good. It's not a star performance, but like, that's actually in contention with some of the best anchors in the world, and he really didn't even play a lot of those spots, with the exception of, I guess, of Ramp on Nuke.
Make no mistakes, Malps was obviously signed to better G2 from the moment he came into the squad, but he was also signed as a replacement to NiKo.
Yes.
I think the G2 management, and NiKo for that matter, probably knew he was going to leave at some point. So you're installing Malps into the lineup, you're giving him a sense of what it's like to play in G2, what it's like to play at these big stages, and then for 2025, you will take significantly more responsibility on the server once NiKo is gone.
Well, G2 1-0 up in this coveted best-of-5 grand final live from Singapore. Anubis awaits on the other side of this break. Love getting to see a bit of the legacy side of Snax. I think people forget just how present he has been for so many iterations of Counter-Strike.
I think Maui would label it as cultural impact back in the days. He was one of the guys that you hated playing against the most. He would always be in the smokes. He would always be finding a timing versus you, and he would have real impact on the server. I know we're memeing a bit today about Snax and his lack of impact, his lack of fracking abilities, but back in the day in 2014, 15, 16, I remember one of the players that was probably the hardest to play against. So he has been a superstar for many, many years. He's not anymore, but he still has his right place here within G2.
तो मैं मैच चालू होने से पहले आ
10
जाऊंगा
years ago, and after 10 years, he's still competing at the big stages, and he's about to play maybe a major that, you know, is going to shape his legacy in CS2 as well.
And still taking down some teams along the way. Of course, taking down Team Spirit in the first map of this potential 5-map affair. We're going to be moving on to Anubis, Mari. This is the choice of Spirit, and it's been a frequented map between these two familiar foes.
Neither of these two teams have the best win rate on this map necessarily, and for whatever reason, Spirit felt like they identified a weakness in how G2 want to play it. That being said, they lost it earlier at this tournament. Yes, we see the scoreboard from the second day of the World Final where it was G2 that got the better of them in overtime. Really even bout, 7-5, 7-5 to kick things off, but G2 ran away with it at the end of things. And I do want to point out, I mean, Malbs has already started off this series well. He was very instrumental in delivering this victory for G2. The way he was just kind of going between canals and A main on that T side, I mean, the Spirit really had no answer for him.
I'm very curious to see how well prepared G2 are coming into this map, because we did see Spirit play them already once in overtime. We also saw Spirit play it against FaZe in that final where there was, quarterfinal, where it was a very close game going into overtime as well. So in terms of Spirit having to, you know, come up with new ways of playing the default, coming up with new ways of throwing out strats, everything has been laid on the floor in front of G2, so they can research their way into everything Spirit potentially can do on this map. So if I'm G2, I would feel very well prepared coming into Anubis, and I think that could be a bit of an issue for Spirit.
I think on Anubis, especially in that overtime, there was one man, you see it on screen, Monesi, that delivered 4K. That was probably the highlight of the tournament. And I think that propelled them into, you know, winning that map and closing out the series 2-0, because after that, he was absolutely bonkers when it comes to communication. He hyped up the whole team, and it was just generally nice to see how much of an impact one simple play, well, I say simple, but it's really Monesi, so one simple play gets going for a team like G2.
Well, he makes it look easy, right? Can we talk about the side that G2 are going to be starting on? Going to be the T side of things they've chosen to be starting on this. Tell me a little bit as to why maybe they chose to start on this side, Maui.
Well, I do feel like I just, last time I watched them, loved how Malbs was defaulting, the way that he was never caught off guard, because Spirit threw a couple different problems at him, trying to push through the canals, trying to push through A main, and he was doing such a fantastic job.
All right, Anubis.
Indeed make a difference. Can Mobs. Last bullet, and he gets his second. He's looking for a little bit more. 2 kills in, and he's done a great job of keeping them back, but 3 kills out of Mobs. He's not sure where Magic's is at.
Oh, G2 ने ले लिया.
Hell yeah. Mobs top of the board over on Mirage. Continuing that here.
Pistol round G2 का.
You know, there's a lot of star players sucking up all the air in the room. All the
Honestly,
conversations around them. Mobs quietly here. I mean, he's got explosive rounds too. It's not that he's not stylish. It's just impossible. It's impossible to take space and get people's attention when you've got Nico Monesi on your team. He's still managing to do it, man, with a big smile on his face too.
Go ahead, brother. Lap it up. A
Nice,
literal
nice,
dream
nice.
come true for any Counter-Strike player to get the call from G2. Imagine answering your phone to, hey, would you like to be teammates with Nico and Monesi? I know you've never won a trophy, but you just whooped our ass at Pro League.
Yeah.
So here's your golden ticket. Outstanding stuff.
To be fair, one of the best ways to do scouting.
Sure.
They beat us.
Now Malt working around, trying to find that contact. CT's nothing they can do about this one. They're going to try with their US
nice.
to pounce into the bomb site, but as you would have expected every day of the week, this is a G2 conversion.
Okay, Anubis map जिन जिनको नहीं पता Anubis थोड़ा terrorist ये है.
Yep, guaranteed, man. I mean,
क्या बोलते हैं?
emotionally is
Specific.
got to be
थोड़ा
when Spirit won Cat earlier.
terrorist की तरफ थोड़ा ज़्यादा है CT से.
Like 5-0 in their favor. G2 right now versus almost every single matchup, they don't lose pistols. They literally start every game fast. We're talking about MR12 or pistol
Retake
rounds
भी easy है
can
इसमें.
mean 4 to 6 rounds in the beginning of each series. So like that's basically. You're basically halfway there. You get both pistols, you're halfway there. So it takes the edge off. Yeah, and it's RNG for some people who regularly split pistols or get below 50%.
For the noobs, you mean?
Yeah. A layman.
Come on, ये map भी G2 जीतना है.
Celtics getting ready to lay into them if they decide to push through this, but a couple smokes. Util doesn't like the pressure. I like that he doesn't take that risk. Felt like there were multiple players
पे ही चल रहा है
pulls
पूरा.
out in time, but now here comes that flurry of
But
Util over top.
Magic तो उसको आना पड़ेगा.
Picking up with multi-kills this week, but Nico does it.
Magic तो down.
Manages to cross over to the fountain. It's a triple. Nico
अब भाग के आ रहे हैं वो लोग.
right up, takes
Nice,
the
nice.
site.
Yeah, his Mob's impression right there. 3 frags with the Galil. That was actually perfect protocols from Spirit, man. That attack was amazing from G2. They come forward into A main. They make sure to flash Zontic's back. He goes to the pillar, but we still have this round live at the moment. 2v3. Spirit think they can still win it. Maybe G2 drop their guard if Spirit.
Yeah, right. Even without a kit, there's still some time. Sure enough, you think that they had this, but Hunter down in between. He's dead. Magic's with the late retake.
Oh, nice one, यार. 2v3 में जीत गए.
They did. That was so quiet from Spirit, and it was 2v3. It really didn't seem like
they had really convinced themselves they took enough.
Yes.
But you sit in your sight and you hide, and Donk comes knocking. A triple from Nico, not enough.
This is a 3v5 to get the bomb planted. A 3K entry from Nico, and then a 2v3 retake. A series of unlikely events happening here for both teams. One you could say is more important for Spirit. Ooh. What caught your attention?
Just the fact that went down so early. That we get, kind of G2 letting their foot off the pedal. A team stacked to the brim with talent that confidently played across all of Mirage, and that was one of those where it's like, have they been lulled into a little,
I mean, even I was. It was
even a half second to false confidence costs them.
Oh.
Not bad.
And they can come back in sharp, of course. So with guns all ready to the 4v3, you can forget about that so quickly if you pull this one off. And with a snacks trade frag inside of Dark, it looks very likely.
Going 1 for 1 for 1, but if Zontix finds a timing, then who's actually up in this spot?
He's looking for it, and he's gonna get one back turn to him. Snacks can't turn fast enough, so we go back to the even keel. We talked about Chopper's impact on Anubis in their last match, but he was nowhere to be found on Mirage.
So they failed to split the defense, and Zontix is taking a swim up canals.
Step it up, Chopper. You are on your own. You've got Mobs and Nico about to entry with the smoke over towards long. Nico just tiptoeing his way.
Nice shot.
It's perfect. His time to kill instant.
Oh, nice one.
G2 can forget about that lazy post plant because this one's
G2 or Byte.
You could feel the swing coming from Nico. He knew exactly where
Nice,
Chopper
nice.
was going to get into. If you give him enough space, Chopper was calming. He's like, hey, get here whenever you can. I hear both of them. I know that it's going to end be in just a few seconds.
A little mistake in the round before. Everybody sits up a little straighter for that one.
Yeah. And instantly into the double Mac 10 buy because they know exactly how much money Spirit have, and that's nothing.
Easy read. Certainly money to be had. Also mistakes to be made, right? We've got that 5-7 on Donk. We've got Shiro with the Deagle. And we already saw what happened on Mirage with the Donk quad kill.
And G2 keep playing like this. You know, when they back at the fall final, it was such an unlikely victory. I think Snacks was definitely not comfortable at all at that event. And that grand finals, you know, he wasn't playing his best at this tournament so far. I know the funny stat is the 40 maps in a row, no positive KD, but he's definitely looked better. He's got more better rounds. You know, it's more like impactful overall.
I mean, he puts the 2K in round 12 back on Mirage.
Yes.
Wins one of those rounds for G2 when the half felt tight.
Playing clutch situations better.
And we talk about those 2 retakes on A site when he takes a very long road, but the timing's still there. You know, and
we were there casting the fall finals. That grand final, he was pushing through smokes untraded. He was
नहीं हो पाया
you can talk about his individual level over all these years. Remember how long his
2v5
career has spanned at this point? But if there's one
Hunter
thing
बहुत
that
कम
maybe
है
he's held
but
on
ठीक
to,
है
it's
Hunter
this
थोड़ा पीछे हो जाएगा तो सही है
ridiculous late round decision making.
और बॉम्ब प्लांट हो गया तो ये इनका ही है
known for sneaky beaky.
G2 का ही है
Got a little
round
bit of it left in him, and now he's surrounded by stars. Pistols in this one end up doing nothing. Doesn't look like they'll get a single frag. And not to mention, we talked about the Mac 10s. They have made a ton of money here. Snacks using it well. That's another one fit to the SMG. So 5 alive. Extra
Snacks is enjoying a
this
lot.
Is a hot
Nice.
G2 start.
Definitely.
Well, उनको जरूरत है.
Yeah, G2 feel in control, man. They feel in control. Things have been going well. Mirage was actually a very difficult map to win. If you
Team spirit को जरूरत भी है.
back, it was quite close. There was a lot of clutch moments. You had big rounds out of Spirit.
No, that's just like yeah.
But that's what happens when you
Yes,
start apologizing.
actually.
Now you gotta apologize for apologizing, and then you gotta apologize again. Apology, Snake.
Emphasis on the snake. Good kills from Snacks. Making sure this one goes down nice and smooth. You can see G2 having a good time, laughing it off, and I think that's a real full reset from that hiccup, we'll call it, over on the A site. That was a scary sign at the start of it, but 4-1, tons of money. We get the guns back in from Spirit, so let's see what this CT side has to offer. Let's see who steps it up. It's a colder start from Shiro, who's been just so omnipresent in some of the most important of moments for Spirit this week.
Something tells me Snack's gonna break this negative KD streak today.
It feels like it's tonight. It really does. 6-2. That's a great start. This could be the one. Donk from Platt, pressured by Util, but easy. Him and Magix just cut the first 2 front runners off. Malton's Mac 10 betrays him, but here comes Snack.
The only one with a kill. Snacks.
Another hero. That's insane. Tries to slide out through the fire like that. So Snacks with a 2K.
2v3.
No, they can actually go.
They can leave.
They found the Narnia exit to the other side of the map, the warp portal. And the
वाह क्या निकले भाई वो उधर से भाग के आया
doesn't want to stop just yet. Here, I mean, they should just be hightailing it. 2v3 is fine. Now they've just noticed it. Spirit are extremely nervous.
Worried about a rotate from A, but little did they know, Chopper had actually taken the long road and was just right behind them. Bomb is going to be planted. Is the cover good? Zontix arrives a little bit before his teammates, and on his solo peak, he gets half this job done. Monacy into the clutch with an AK, not his op. And the first shot rings out with no contact. Peeks back to heaven. Single flag, all he gets.
Nice try,
What do
Monacy.
you know, Spirit's still able to move over, able to clear them out of this. It was a great opening, made possible by Snacks, and I would go as far to say, really made possible by a wild move from Shiro.
Yeah, trying to get that refrag. I mean, if he did, there's something, but through this Molotov.
That's a crazy swing.
Yeah, that's true. Really just wanted to rush the situation.
Shiro rushed the situation.
Snacks is carrying.
Okay.
I'm sorry. What did you
2
say?
at
Snacks
B,
is
3
carrying.
at
Snacks is carrying.
A.
Here it did just win the round, but
the bomb drop कर दिया mid गए हैं.
despite Snacks'
मेरे ख्याल से mid 2A जाएंगे ये लोग. माल उधर से जा रहा है तो ये लोग भी mid 2A का ट्राई करेंगे.
A lot of responsibility on Chopper when it comes to the mid play for Spirit on Anubis, but again, didn't perform back on Mirage. Absolutely delivered versus FaZe.
Chopper ने mid अच्छा hold किया है.
There's a lot of Chopper versus Kerrigan kind of in-game leadership, dueling it out on top middle, and sometimes, like this round, he starts it off alone. And being alone is always scary when you've got the likes of Monacy peeking over smokes to try and punish.
Hey, remember, you are never alone.
अच्छा A पे already Zontix और Shiro है तो A नहीं जाना चाहिए इनको B जाना चाहिए.
Shows a
B
bit
पे
of
3
presence
लोग
with
हैं.
that. Util gets a lot of response actually out of G2 in their
यही
grenade
जाओ.
usage to take over bridge, but look at that huge gap on the map. You know, we had criticism on Spirit and some of their A plays when these two members, the guys who are in place right now in Zontix and Shiro, get isolated like this.
Yeah, this is where the insecurity breeds, because right now, if you look at the map, their fog of war, it's the T's that could be anywhere. Ooh, trying to juggle grenades, but to be honest, this is fine.
Oh,
Sean. It doesn't kill him, but
He'll get cleared
that's
away.
enough. That's enough damage.
No chance to survive it with Hunter on the prowl.
See, that's what caused that push, was the fact that they haven't been watching mid, and it's 24 seconds, so G2,
Shiro A hold कर रहा
incredibly
है.
well played round in terms of the patience here.
Still scary though.
Not over
15
though.
seconds,
They have
man.
not gotten into the site yet.
Exactly.
It's going to come
15.
down to
Come
Shiro.
on.
He could put on a clip at the moment that could shut this all down. 10 seconds. They got to rush for this plan.
He's sitting behind the cake, ready to swing. Bomb plant right there. He's done it. He's done it.
He's done it. They can't plan. He's actually won the round.
Oh,
In the
nice.
grass. Shiro sits back, and the round gets delivered.
Okay. Give it up for Shiro. That is what's called doing your job,
Nice.
right? If he peeked out early and wanted to make it a multi-frag for no reason, then they could maybe trade him out and plant that bomb. Instead, he doesn't even peek out as they're entering. He wasn't trying to find any weird timing. He's literally like, delay. That's how he's like, trying to, I knew exactly what I needed to do right there. Drop the bomb, and it's over. Why did G2 take so much time there? They actually set everything up so nicely, but when Monacy got that tag and they got the frag, it was 24 seconds, and it looked like they had spread the map
काफी टाइम ले लिया G2 को थोड़ा जल्दी करना चाहिए था. A पे जाके सीधा उधर आगे जाने की जगह इन लोगों को पहले ही प्लान करना चाहिए था. Shiro को निकलना पड़ता
There
फिर.
wasn't a position for G2 to capitalize. If they had the pack walking up mid in that spot while they were holding for that push, that would have made more sense. So there must have been some sort of dissent in the comms. People not on the same page. It happens, not the worst thing in the world. That's the first sort of weird round that I think we've seen from G2 when it comes to time.
When it comes to time, yeah, sure. But then there's that post plant as well. So these 7 rounds, you know, we've had 2 wonky moments.
That's true.
Maybe a warning sign of some shaky legs for G2 on Anubis. Nice one from Monacy as he steps up through the fire. Nico, this is what G2 did last time after Spirit robbed a round away. They just come back in with
Great
conviction.
cover.
Punishing the peak out of Donk, making sure that his start is slow.
He used to get those, you know, he would knock you down like paper. Those two frags like that was just something he was doing every round, but Monacy perfect cover. 48 damage on him and Snacks in that moment. And now, it should be too hard to lose. G2, man.
They just can't lose to themselves.
They're so, yeah.
That's what's coming down so far on map 2. The rounds that they've lost, the 2 of them, barring Pistol, you can identify the problem. You don't need to be a genius. They can see it. That's a bomb plant.
They are so good at finding early fights here on T side. Sometimes that takes a long time, and you get E-box control slowly after some nades and mollies go back and forth. Then you finally get that one duel, and then you split B through main, or the full A attack after a default. But you don't really get that in this matchup. It's been G2 finding that raw duel early on in the round. It's not even, you know, an op or boosted in mid to fight another guy. It's on the sites, really early.
Alright, another win for G2.
Inside the fire.
ये अच्छा था, इन लोगों ने रश बहुत अच्छे से किया.
With this kill top middle, so Chopper again feeling the heat.
चाहिए भी था इनको ऐसे रश का.
Pressure of the moment.
It's Monacy, man. X Factor, yeah.
No donking today.
That kind of sums it up. Monacy's openings, Monacy's refrags.
Monacy's impact.
Yeah, big time.
Felt around the world.
No, this is his development's been pretty extraordinary, right? Starting with Alexi, into Hooksy, Snacks, and the entire time Nico, right beside him, definitely credited for helping him develop.
Holmes, not ready for that one. Zontix, he's gonna pounce on this, but no
Oh,
multi-frag.
See again, man.
It's a lot of bodies spotted though as he comes out that corner. You hear those guns rattle off from the boost. Really thrown into that pack of wolves. Poor Zontix. What's the move though for Spirit elsewhere?
Yeah, you can see
double MP9 into dark, but how dangerous is that flank with those guns?
Like you said, he just saw so much, and we've had some rounds in this tournament where G2 have not given the map a lot of respect after a moment like this, where they haven't gone back to make sure flanks aren't pushed. They just try to re-exec after a certain amount of time, and it ends up looking just so obvious, essentially, what they try to do. But here, it looks like they're going to make sure.
Chopper छुपा हुआ है, मस्त काम कर रहा है
Chopper.
Chopper.
Crossed, their eyes are dotted, and the map is secure once again. It also, still over and around a minute, means that they could attack the other side, and Spirit have to respect that.
Joe,
themselves.
Joe.
Now, on any map, the later you go, the more vulnerable mid is. It's the most important thing in the early to mid round to hold, and for the T side, just becomes more of an attractive option later on. But as you can see, down to 25 seconds, we are getting to a spot where once again, maybe one clip could make this happen, but who's got his back turned? He has no idea about this, yeah.
It's one thing for Shiro to hide behind Cake, but Chopper along the wall with a back turn.
This is already such a better moment here for G2, because they go for the late mid walk up, and yeah, you know, Shiro had an op and he was watching camera and then two players on the A site, that's a problem, but what has been open almost every single round is
How
mid.
can Chopper justify that spot? You know, we talked about that post plant earlier from G2 when three players kind of got lazy.
Yeah.
That's what this feels like with Spirit's side.
I mean, for him, like, if they're not going to go ahead and also re-clear the rest of the map after spotting them a main push, then they're going to have to take some kind of risk. If he plays in the same spot that Shiro played, they're going to molly nade him. They're going to hard clear him. They won't make the mistake of coming in too late. So he's sitting there with an MP9, hoping like they played like they did earlier in this event, honestly. I feel like G2 actually really stepping up right now.
Yeah, well,
they're working harder for the rounds, which is good to see.
8 and 3. The curse could be lifted.
The curse could be lifted.
Snack major, dong major, simple Monacy dog.
True, both
Right.
Katowice winners. Okay, but one major.
They left the door open, and G2 absolutely pounced on this time. This is an impressive six-round T side. When you again remember that the 2 rounds barring the pistol for Spirit were weird ones. There's a world that's
Katowice
8-1 easy.
10 years apart.
Still sharing the same server. Bless Counter-Strike. M4 for Shiro, of course, last saved weapon of the last round, so Spirit limping into the 10th. We get Snacks just cruising, leaning back as Shiro tries to weaponize the one rifle. And now that it's been spotted, we'll see this shift through mid. Nico sensing that there is space to be taken, and why not? There's really not been any kind of pressure coming out of Chopper in mid. That was a key piece versus FaZe, and he is just not
Nice.
Neither of G2, no threat, no issue, unless Shiro finds just the perfect timing. If somehow these USPs slow down Nico, then that M4, yes, it will strike! Shiro gets 2 kills in mid.
What?
Guns offered over. He gets out of the off, tracks one over towards Fountain, but then he misses. And in that miss, it's
that was awesome, man. Shiro ले लेता इन सबको अगर वो मिस नहीं करता तो.
But on his main weapon, misses the key shot. A 7th for G2. Disaster averted again.
Nice, and G2 is playing quite good.
There for Shiro. I'd love to see how he ends up getting not just 1, but 2. They had left somebody lingering in mid to watch that smoke.
Okay, I think someone just got a knife.
Yippee! Well, saving the day, but of course, unarmored. A little sigh of relief there. It's not going to be added to the pile of weird rounds. It's a tremor, but not an upset. Opportunity waning here for Spirit's CT side to impress us.
Yeah, this is quickly getting away from them. And I mean, Spirit are the one team to ever reverse sweep a best-of-5 grand final. They did it, you know, no crowd involved. They did it, that boom, in Dubai. Just before the year turned. And that was all about Dong. It was a best-of-5 that ended on Anubis. This would be a step up in challenge.
All right, 7-3. Come on.
I will say that
अभी
they show a lot of resilience.
side switching ही तब
took it one map at a
दिक्कत
time.
होगी G2 को.
And it was
But ठीक है,
versus
संभाल
Pro,
सकते हैं.
a team that it's like chewing on granite to try to beat sometimes.
Zontics love this timing.
Yeah.
Yep, he just steps out on the nade usage.
Moment, man.
Good.
He's got excellent protocols, obviously.
He's had to step it up, right?
Oh my God, the amount of B main swings that they've tried this time, but
we've seen him step up into Donk's shoes when needed, and this is another one of those halves where there is slack to be taken for someone on Spirit.
We got full utility here, perfect flash cameras wide open, but they use it to walk the cross. No one's spotting this.
They do it slowly at 30 seconds.
This is a big tactic. No, like Spirit have no idea that he tried this. Donk is about to see him. Oh.
Sees it, so he can take his time with it. He can't support A site for now, but that's all right. They've already moved to third.
Wait, he doesn't know what Nico's done.
No, he doesn't. Can he figure this one out?
It's such a weird way to
Magix
split.
is coming back at the same
Oh
time.
my
That's
God.
Ah, Nico.
There's the possibility that I've lost him. Meanwhile, Zontix is not able to get another kill. We go to 12 seconds on the clock, and Hunter gets killed. Magix doubles back in time. We've got 2 on the site. Monacy 100 health supported here by Snacks. But he's got to plant that bomb. And while his hands are busy, Snacks has to cover. Over towards heaven. He'll fall, but now Monacy back in with the gun. Don't let him go.
Oh!
Magix comes out to close this.
Oh,
Magix
yaar,
key piece this
shit.
round.
Absolutely.
मोनासी ले सकता था यार. काफी अच्छा था मोनासी का गेम.
You gotta be careful with Monacy, man. Nearly found a way to win that round. 10-second stick comes down. And you know what? When all said and done, it's 7 rounds here for G2, but the half's not over. 5-round CT side Anubis is not bad at all. Wow, this was actually such a great play in terms of the timing flash from Snacks to help Nico walk by when they could have fully threatened this split, and Nico's sort of unorthodox wrap. Good job tracking that down from Dong just in time.
Yeah, no panic. Can sing their praise for that. Magic's moving fast enough to get on both sides of that fight. Even just having to go back to deal with Nico could have ended up costing them on that A site. We see the rest of the defenders die, but another one of these B long pushes.
Yeah, they're really being adamant about getting something out of it, and it worked a little bit. What?
A little more resistance on mid this time, but Nico's not going to give a damn. Chopper has unsuccessfully, I could say that now, final round of the half, unsuccessfully held middle this map.
Yeah, this is a vulnerable position here for Zontix. He's in middle. If they ever see his name tag in the kill feed, they know that A is going to be wide open, so we've got this rotation coming in from Donk. This is someone who I honestly wanted to see playing A site, how he would play it, but right now, Bomb's still on the other side of the map, and they just want to keep info here, and it's paying off. I mean, they are getting something out of it.
We had seen previous adaptations where Donk takes over mid instead, but this time it's Chopper every round, and it ends up being G2 nearly every round.
Oh, this is big for Zontix. I mean, the amount of info he's holding onto, if they don't push him at all,
he's gonna cross over.
He's got an excellent timing.
He's gonna have to drop and make sound though, but it's as the Dark player starts to move up. Snacks
didn't hear it. He didn't hear it.
Did you not hear that drop into the water?
Where Snacks?
Now Snacks. Comms covering it perhaps, but it's still the push in. Everybody else is ready. Monacy's gonna try to save it, but Zontix, we saw it early on. Critical positioning and a good amount of damage thanks to early util. Hunter missed no scope. SMT found this. Bomb still has to be planted. Mob in the middle.
Come on, yaar.
Again, and Spirit will make something of a CT side despite G2's early success.
काफी इजी था G2 के लिए, ले सकते थे। जेल जेल का हेयर कैसा है? हिटलर जैसा है। स्यूई ये रोनाल्डो फैन लगता है। साइड चेंज हो रहा है ना, इसलिए ब्रेक है।
Couple of wild moments, but G2 not going up in flames. That's more.
Damn, I thought there was the one piece of spirit propaganda there. No, and more G2 propaganda. But you know what? 5-round CT, even though it was a little bit messy.
Come on, Nico, wanna see.
Messy. That's enough CT rounds. They can still win this map, Spirit. They're looking to break the curse. Snacks is on his, 40.
Tejas underscore 533 says hello, brew.
Hello, Tejas bhai, kya haal hai? Welcome to the
Tejas
stream.
underscore 533 says hello, brew.
Hello, hello.
Maybe we can do 2 records at once.
Quiet out of the gate, but he's looking to hunt. Zero.
Same way G2 opened up the pistol in the first half.
There's no doubt in my mind that this
Tejas underscore 533 says Yakia CHLRHA.
The moment we get this big
Tejas underscore 533 says Yakia CHLRHA.
Performance as well. Pistols and G2, we were talking about it all.
ये बार-बार क्यों बोल रहा है?
Split them back on Mirage, and they split them here as well. It'll be harder as Chopper goes down. Hunter though, he rips up.
Looks like no.
Shuts down the dark split, and poor Magix, who certainly delivered at times when needed, has a massive ask ahead of him. They will step forward. The brothers side by side. G2 take a pistol. How many times do we have to say
These guys are just too good at pistol rounds. It's unreal. Snacks even got his.
ये क्या चल रहा है? ये e-sports चल रहा है, टूर्नामेंट चल रहा है, ब्लास्ट प्रीमियर का काफी बड़ा ये होता है टूर्नामेंट होता है इसमें $1 million का प्राइज मनी है और ये काफी टॉप की टीम्स हैं जो खेल रही है अभी फाइनल। मैं G2 को सपोर्ट कर रहा हूँ जो अभी जीत रही है और टीम स्पिरिट में डोंग करके एक बंदा है काफी अच्छा खेलता है बट आजकल थोड़ा उसका गेम अच्छा नहीं चल रहा।
Spirit's pistols not very inspiring here in the 14th round.
ओ हंटर खत्म नहीं कर पाया। नाइस।
Done for. Poor guy stuck in the corner, no teammates around him.
चॉपर वैसे भी इंफॉर्मेशन लेने गया था।
G2 back on Mirage, it was impenetrable. Sure, bomb plants
Tejas
at times,
_
but
533 says blue team or red team.
Can't afford that here again.
Blue
Then
team.
we are having to discuss the highly improbable reverse.
So basically ब्लू टीम अभी क्योंकि वो लोग काउंटर टेररिस्ट हैं इसलिए ब्लू है और लाल वाले ये है ओ नाइस टेररिस्ट है इसलिए रेड है वो। मैं ब्लू वालों को सपोर्ट कर रहा हूँ। ये सेकंड मैप चल रहा है।
We're definitely coming back.
सेकंड मैप चल रहा है ये। उसके बाद अगर तीसरा मैप भी G2 जीत जाती है तो वो लोग फाइनल्स जीत गए। अगर इसमें से एक मैप भी अगर स्पिरिट जीतती है तो फिर एक मैप बढ़ जाएगा। टोटल 5 मैप्स खेल सकते हैं।
Statistically, the two players coming into this map specifically on Spirit, Shiro, Donk, the only ones with a above 1.0 rating, and it's just not there, and it wasn't there versus these either.
CT ने सीधा घुस दिया।
It's just gotta be better. It's gotta be now, but they're already down a man.
This light by tactic just to swing B main quickly. They have MP9.
ये निको को कैसे पता चलता है समझ में नहीं आता यार।
It's one of the contrasts between these two teams setup. You have
हमेशा स्मोक में से मारता है ना।
side of Spirit. You've got Nico there when things switch over. Who do you think's gonna have a hard time?
डोंग ने बहुत गंदा किया उसे शीरो को ही ये कर दिया।
_ 533 says hacker.
From middle into the back of the
Hacker.
Snacks is taking up responsibility.
E-sports में हैक करने लग गया ना भाई तो जिंदगी भर के लिए बैन कर देंगे।
And poor Zontix will try to flush him out from behind that bomb site, but you know Nico's gonna swing. And as he does, he dies. It gives it a slight chance, but that duo in Monacy there to shut it down. Nico or Chopper in mid?
Yes.
Who do you pick?
I know. At Nico and like Shiro and Donk obviously need to play better if they're going to win Anubis. It just has to be them.
क्या था वो डोंग ने बहुत गंदा किया यार शीरो को ही फ्लैश कर दिया।
This is the core map in their pool. Got lots of reps on it here at the final specific. And as we reset, we've got Spirit staring down the barrel of Tech 9s.
Hope fading quick. Spirit, they need something of an X factor like that Donk 4K, but can it even happen? Monacy so confident. He's got Berettas out.
Nice.
He's got to be careful because he's losing teammates. A Hail Mary.
TV2.
Nothing connects.
B पे प्लांट किया।
Tejas _ 533 says EK bar Indian player Payday hacks KRTEU.
Not pressured just yet, but he's gonna have to wait this smoke out, and when it eventually
एक बार इंडियन प्लेयर पकड़ा गया था हैक्स करते हुए। हाँ फोरसेकन सबको पता है वो फोरसेकन नाम है उसका। 5 साल के लिए बैन था अब भी जब उसका बैन खत्म हुआ है।
Can't catch him off right now.
Sure as hell was. And so his AK is looking to swing. Yeah, there's the quick one onto Nico. Reroutes.
Nice. Nice one,
Monacy. Victory mere rounds away.
It's not 4Ks, not 1v4s for Monacy every round, but it is these impactful 2Ks, refrags, combat opping, opening kills.
Team Spirit तो बहुत गंदा हार रही है।
Monacy,
पता नहीं ये लोग अच्छे से प्रिपेयर करके नहीं है।
He is a Swiss Army knife in all of these situations.
There's one thing that I really feel has been built up in Monacy's play here in Singapore. It's just this confidence. It's a certain bit of swagger in his step when he's pulling off these rounds, when they win them.
No, even when we watch their match versus G2 or versus Vitality, sometimes it is G2 versus G2, versus Vitality yesterday, ZywOo had some great rounds towards the end of games. You know, he was waking up a little bit late, right? But Monacy's just been consistently incredible throughout.
लोग skins खोल रहे हैं बे गेम के बीच में क्या मतलब
I really do think that has rubbed off on him from playing next to Nico. You sit down next to Nico, who we know puts his heart and soul into every single round of Counter-Strike.
You could even argue the reverse stats. Monacy gives him life too, you know, longevity.
सिंगापुर के मेरे को ऑडियंस अच्छे लगे.
Tejas underscore 533 says Kuch V drama KRRRHEWO.
कुछ भी ड्रामा कर रहे हो. हाँ. फुल टाइम पास चला रहा है बीच में ड्राइंग्स भी बना रहे हैं बहुत अच्छी ड्राइंग्स बना रहे हैं.
The ephemeral duo, the one that you didn't think would.
इंडिया में भी ऐसे होने चाहिए यार टूर्नामेंट में तो जाऊंगा देखना.
Expire, but
इंडिया की टीम नहीं है इंडिया की टीम बन जाए.
The time that they played together have already done incredible things. Kato, Cologne, Blast World Finals, Blast Fall Final.
अच्छा just.
Nice timing. Zontix kind of scares Snacks for a second. Nico is met by utility, and how far back does he want to go? This Chopper, 3 kills, 14 deaths, continues to be used as the tip of the spear in mid.
Tejas underscore 533 says godlike SE Koi team NHIH Kia.
Godlike वाले Godlike की PUBG और ये ज़्यादा खेलती है उनकी Valorant की भी कोई टीम नहीं है जहाँ तक मेरे को पता है.
But now that AWP pushes so much closer. Monacy is going to be in a critical position as
कोई sponsor नहीं है मतलब Valorant वगैरह वो करते नहीं है PUBG BGM में करते हैं.
Zontix just creeping in and they're not ready for this. Snacks is
कर सकते हैं करते नहीं
Monacy turns over to trade and then the heavy player kind of drops it. And then Chopper's able to trade. So it's a single frag from Monacy and a missed chance out of Nico.
They don't have a molly for heaven. They've got to just walk up.
10 seconds on that clock as Shiro
Nade's
gets the bomb down. Nade, it almost kills him. 3 health makes the difference. Nico, Hunter, side by side.
And they
the
can
Kovacs brothers having to do this alongside one another.
They don't know where Donk is.
He's coming in late from mid with Magix. Both of them on the same approach, and Magix much more low. Bomb on the other end. Tap back behind the cake. Will they let their guards down? No!
No, nice.
And slays.
Nice one. एक राउंड चाहिए बस.
They knew no one peeked from main. They
G2 वालों को एक राउंड चाहिए.
They went for the double take on camera.
टीम स्पिरिट तो बहुत गंदी तरह ये डोंक है. बहुत गंदी तरह आ रहा है टीम स्पिरिट.
Tejas underscore 533 says runner up Kaoki Emilaga.
रनर अप को एग्जिट का दरवाजा मिलेगा और उनको बोला जाएगा कि जरा निकल लो. कुछ नहीं मिलेगा उनको. सीधा बाहर जाओ और बाहर से टैक्सी पकड़ो और घर जाओ.
Everybody positive on G2. Everybody positive on G2. And if they win this round, Snacks breaks the streak.
इसलिए तो stakes are very high. उसमें ऐसा खेलोगे तो क्या मतलब?
And nobody there to try and stop him. Spirit have limped into Anubis. Dare I say it, limped into this best of 5 grand finals. They're kryptonite. As G2 put on a masterclass, and this head-to-head stays so incredibly lopsided.
7, 8, and 9 maps in a row that G2 have over Spirit if they win this one.
At the start of Mirage, we talked about maybe Nico kind of
It's going to be Spirit saying
aura.
Nobody beats Spirit 10 times in a row.
Talking about how Donk was going to get a map over top of him, how individually in that first half, the head-to-head looked like it was Donk's night. Well, Nico has other ideas here on Anubis. Monacy holds his angle. We have to announce the close approach. But I will say Spirit have been tricky. And they have played down this clock, and they'll do so yet again. But Chopper, empty-handed, all map long, just gets caught standing in the doorway. About to finish this map.
Silly mistakes कर रहा है भाई Spirit.
A total contrast
ऐसे कौन खड़ा रहता है भाई?
provided on the last Anubis. A huge talking point from our desk. And a
Oh, Snacks ने at least 2 को तो लिया.
The last nail in this coffin. Because Anubis could not be more lopsided.
Nico यार, come on, क्यों उधर को पीक देना था?
But this time doesn't even plant that bomb.
अरे nice one. Yeah.
From the championship in Singapore.
G2
map
hungry to
down.
put on a clinic tonight and looking to close this best of 5 in 3. One more map separates them from lifting that trophy, and once again, Jacob.
Dust 2 वाला यार, Dust 2 में team spirit वैसे ही बेकार है.
Tetris_533 says facecam here.
All map long.
A very scary looking G2 right now on
Facecam
the stage,
गया?
giving handshakes out to the management of G2 as well, as they will leave the stage. As you said, every single player from G2 in this game had a moment when they
अच्छा
were the
overheat
difference
का
maker, and as
issue
you
हो
can see
गया
on the
और
scoreboard,
क्या
our
मालूम
boy
बीच-बीच
Snacks,
में
who's
होता
been a
रहता.
point of conversation for a long time, had a very impactful game and a very strong game as well. Right now, G2 is looking like a team that is about to take this final 3-0, and you can hear the crowd as well. He's ending his streak of 42 games not going positive KD, and he's doing it in style.
Wow. I'm so thankful I apologize. So glad.
My turn.
He did it. Honestly, 42 games, okay. That's the answer to the universe. Those that know, Freya.
If you know, you know, Stico.
Absolutely. I mean, it is so good to see Snacks coming back like this. At the final as well, best of 5, second map, and he's delivering. You can see that majority of these kills were actually, you know, when he was taking a lot of space with Mac 10. Yes, those were eco, but he had one round actually in particular where he was going, yeah, this is one.
चलो भाई मैं जरा खाना लेके आता हूँ. आया 2 मिनट में. तुम भी खाना वाना खा लो अगर खा रहे हो तो. मैं काम वाम करके आ जाओ. आया मैं 2 मिनट में.
Damn, this was a really good performance.
I'm so glad that it finally did end, and at the pinnacle this third map of Dust 2, and you guys could definitely be winners.
Alright, चलो देखते
Head
हैं
on over
भाई
to blast.tv
Dust
for
2
the
में
signed
क्या होता है
nameplate giveaway. One raffle ticket is going to cost you 1,000 blast.tv points, and it's going to be running until the end of this best of 5 grand final. Multiple giveaways going on at once as well, so you can enter multiple if you've got enough points over on blast.tv. Maui, I'm coming to you. I want you to sell me on this 3-0 dream, because you just said off cam that that's what you predicted somewhere. Do you have the receipt?
You heard me in the green room say it. Come on.
Never happened. Never happened.
Rhea, it's time to get the brooms out. We have a sweep on our hands. Modesty is winning an MVP right here, right now. I know we've been talking about Donk, but it is G2 all day.
Pimp, you're shaking your head.
I can't argue against it. I don't know what to say in terms of, you know, believing in Spirit winning this map.
Tejas_533 says Odor Pelly Spirit Whale Roan Jays Ho Jida.
As to who has been the best player of 2024.
उधर पहले स्पिरिट वाले रोने जैसे हो गए थे हाँ और क्या वो शीरो जो है वो लिटरली रोने वाला था
T-side of things to be starting things off. I feel like we could say the obvious and say Manasi showing up and cheering on the crowd and winning pistols.
लिटरली रो जाता हो भाई मतलब तुम खुद सोचो ना यार लास्ट 6-7 मैचेस से हरा रहे हैं ये लोग इनको 2-0 2-0 ऐसे मतलब अभी तक एक बार भी इनसे स्ट्रीक वाइज चल रही है एक बार भी जीत नहीं पाए ये लोग
G2 is going to expect it. It's going to
obviously
be
रोएगा वो
mindless. I'm sorry. It's going to be very much game about minds and
Tejas_533 says Keaton around Hoda
being
H.
passive on the side of G2 might actually pay off in the beginning.
Well, we can take a look at the odds to see exactly where they are siding coming into what could be the last map, and yeah, agreeing with that G2 pick quite handily, Jacob.
I've been thinking quite hard.
13 राउंड होता है बट अगर 12-12 हो गया तो ओवरटाइम जाता है 16 तक फिर अगर 15-15 हो गया तो फिर वापस ओवरटाइम जाएगा ऐसे 13 राउंड होता है उसमें 12 राउंड के मतलब जैसे 6-6 हो गया या 7-5 हो गया या 8-4 हो गया जैसे 12 कंप्लीट हुए 12 रन्स कंप्लीट हुए फिर साइड चेंज होती है
Tejas_533 says NHI Keatno matches OTH.
I think they believe.
नहीं कितने मैचेस होते हैं 5 है टोटल 5 मैचेस हैं उसमें से अगर ये तीसरा मैच चल रहा है पहले के 2 मैच G2 जीत चुकी है अगर तीसरा मैच G2 जीत जाती है तो ऑब्वियसली एवरेज के हिसाब से G2 विनर्स है बट अगर ये मैप हार जाती है तो फिर फोर्थ मैप चलेगा उसमें जो जीतेगा उसमें अगर G2 जीत गई तो G2 जीत गई अगर टीम स्पिरिट जीत गई तो फिर फाइनल मैप पे जाएगा ऐसा लड़की देखते हैं जीत जाएगी आराम से जीत जाएगी G2
Maybe you wanted it to be closer, but it's no secret that G2 are the fan favorites here in the arena. And Max broke positive. Their streak goes to 9 versus Spirit in maps. They might be able to 3-0 this damn series. What a statement that would be. G2
Tejas_533 says MTLB next 3 match continue is Spirit KO Jitna Haga.
Correct. नेक्स्ट 3 मैचेस स्पिरिट को जीतना पड़ेगा अगर उनको फाइनल जीतना है तो एक भी हारी तो खत्म इसलिए प्रेशर बहुत है उनके ऊपर
Mobs comes in with further impact and Magic's just trying to run through that CT spawn. Trying to get out through the smoke before this late lurk from a full HP'd Snacks can do anything to help. His 2 teammates in that bomb site very low. Will it matter? Good gush. Magic's dropped down to a measly 6 health, but then Mobs actually peeks out through the door and dies. Can Snacks keep the pressure up? Will they think that he has gone back tunnel? Now he has to hit his shot. He's got to come through with another clutch. He's showed us a couple. He'll try it again. And on the doors, he bringing his victim to him.
That's actually another clutch out of Snacks. Another pistol for G2. Make it stop.
I say let it go.
Let it go. Keep it going. I'm just kidding. Oh my God. These guys on pistol rounds.
3 players in that B bomb site out of the gate, and it's just not enough for Spirit.
The confidence grows here for Snacks.
1 for Donk.
Tejas_533 says G2 terrorist age.
Saw Magic sitting down, practicing those smokes in between, not a part of that mental huddle out back. Just trying to fine tune the game.
रेड वाले टेररिस्ट है, ब्लू वाले काउंटर टेररिस्ट है. अभी फिलहाल G2 टेररिस्ट कर रही है. बॉम्ब प्लांट करके जीत गए वो.
It's a mentality switch that Donkey has the capability. He just needs to literally take the game into his own hands.
See if that's afforded to him.
He was great on map 1.
Yes, he was. It wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough,
but he was great.
Yeah.
Map 2, not quite so much. This is a ton of damage. What's going on here? G2 very adamant about playing into the catwalk, but look what it's cost them.
Yeah.
Got Hunter on 2.
Careful.
30 or less for the others. And Chopper, well, he's not able to finish off those players. Monacy, the last full bar for G2 in this conversion. Something that they have been able to pull off, not just with pistol wins, but converting them fully. Because a pistol's not worth much without conversions.
3v1.
Find that last piece of resistance. Poor Donk relegated alone over here on A. With that smoke in the CT spawn, they'll put another 2 layers just to make sure he can't pull off any wild scenes. You take your shot at Donk, you better kill him. Hunter's gonna do that. Finishes him with the Glock. G2-0.
Yeah. Prophecy is foretold. Another save up here. And again, we look at the series.
G2 खा रही है पूरी टीम स्पिरिट को.
They haven't. They just can't beat G2. There's that amazing line from Hunter. Nobody beats G2 10 times in a row. It's Spirit in that position on maps versus G2 this time around, but
Tejas_533 says per one-sided match age.
हाँ पूरा one-sided match है सही में. G2 आराम से मार रही है और G2 CT भी बनेगी ना तो भी इजीली ले लेगी. डस्ट में उन्होंने मेहनत की भाई. तुमको पता है G2 और नावी करके एक टीम है. नावी 10 बार हरा चुकी है G2 को. 9 बार हरा चुकी है. 10वीं बार हराने वाली थी. G2 ने हराने नहीं दिया. सेम ऐसी इधर चल रहा है. यहाँ पे G2 टीम स्पिरिट को 8 बार हरा चुकी है.
Just gonna tear him up, and G2 inching closer and closer. You know, there will be a T-side here for Spirit eventually. What the scoreline looks like before we get there is a huge question.
Yes.
But the follow-up question will be, can they win a single T round in this best of 5? 2 flat halves in the first 2 maps.
no T rounds.
And that's going to be this looming question.
Tejas_533 says G2 call leader con age.
Second half, or they'll
Nico.
inevitably be playing.
मतलब इसमें कैप्टन कौन है ये पूछ रहे हो कि कौन ये है. हाँ लीडर पूछ रहे हो ना. हाँ ये निको जो है ना. निको NIKO ये लीडर.
And it's been a team that's playing with a pace and a type of tethering that looks like they're 2 maps up in this best of 5. There is swagger for G2, but them running around rampantly feeds Shiro the opening kill.
It starts with tactics, it turns into strategy, it ends with headshots.
निको को ही ले लिया.
Third front, last
निको भी
map.
अच्छा प्लेयर है.
You know the ideas are there. They have the game plan. They played these maps. G2 just have more confidence right now. G2, winners of the World Final
Tejas_533 says Nico ye match acha nh Eichel RHA.
यार निको ये मैच अच्छा नहीं खेल रहा. हाँ उसकी टीम है. वो आराम से खेल रहा है. उसको पता है कि भाई बाकी टीम बचा लेगी. अभी तक ये भी किल नहीं किया उसने. आगे कर लेगा. हो जाता है. स्टार्टिंग के राउंड में थोड़ा दिक्कत होती है. बाद में कर देगा काम.
At the moment, another important position for him here in the first rifle. Waiting for their arrival. Oh, should have got wind of that.
Looks like he kind of noticed, but it doesn't matter. Snacks clears out spawn. That's his job.
Donk high pressure. Zontix, he gets the kill that Donk sets up. Good flash into the spawn.
No way.
Blind!
Oh, now he's doing tricks.
Bomb runs over to the B site. CTs, do they take this chance? They at least clear Snacks from spawn.
But it's a staggered.
Tejas_533 says Spirit ka best player con age.
Donk.
And then if the CTs start to see
Dio and get Donk.
close, there's going to be Molotovs thrown.
देखो जरा मैं आया. मेरी सब्जी खत्म हो.
burn. And with those doorways, the clock also ticks.
ये मैच तो ये राउंड तो वैसे भी G2 ले जाएगी. मैजिक के पास हेल्थ नहीं है. शीरो अकेला कुछ नहीं कर पाया. उनको सेव करना चाहिए.
something to really commit with. And so despite showing presence and racking up
Chiro bhi gaya.
costs,
Magic
it'll
Rover
indeed
came.
be G2 skating through middle into the B site, a 4-0 start.
And it goes down, all 5 dead for Spirit. All about snacks here. After this, it's a 4v5 win. Great tactic to get this first kill, but then m0NESY comes through, Malps comes through, and it's the Freiburg drop into spawn, and there's a double effect here. You both show cat presence, you drop spawn, and you have a deep CT smoke that looks like it could be for a cat take. So the CTs are not only confused, but it slows down rotations. And then they have the deep CT smoke as well as the standard mid-B smoke to go through. It's just such... That smoke is so great for both cat takes and for B splits like that. How many times will you see Chopper behind the regular mid-B smoke, having it naded open because of CS2, finding a spam timing, and stopping that split?
Constantly.
Yeah.
Him and Zontix love to set up that crossfire on.
And then also, how easy is it to get cat control on T side? It's simple. It's hard to hold on to it, but it's easy to take it. So all you need is that one moment you can jump from the bricks into spawn, and you can go forward with a great plan like that. Good ideas coming out of G2 round after round.
Snacks, no hesitation here in number 5. He did get tagged down to 13 health though, so he's going to be banking on his 2 teammates that are very much here with him. Flashes have been good. Can they capitalize? Yes, sir. Hunter, there's a couple. There's a third.
Oh, Hunter ने 3 ले लिए, वाह.
The edge of the smoke alleviates
सब
the pressure.
फॉर्म में.
5 pistols. Nothing here. Spirit, they choose the right position for a fight when working with less, but everybody steps forward. It's another moment where there's a lot of damage done. We'd seen one earlier, but G2 still skating by with numbers.
Yeah, they're absolutely getting outgunned just as much as outplayed.
अरे फिर गया ये.
It's a mental block they've got versus this team.
Tejas_533 says Facecam.
तो बीच-बीच में हीट हो रहा है ना. पता नहीं क्यों हीट हो रहा है.
m0NESY's hosted those trophy before. And Spirit have a big win at London already just earlier this year. That was another special moment because we were wondering, does it continue after Kato?
It hadn't.
And they picked up that best of 5 win.
Yep, right at the tail end of the season. Right when they needed it, the first team to lift 2 trophies.
वैसे मेरे फोन की बैटरी में ज़्यादा बैटरी बची भी नहीं है.
Tejas_533 says Avi EK Bunda Spin KRRRHATHA Skin.
Donk, these last 3 players are incredibly low, but unfortunately he runs out of util, so can't really keep that pressure up.
अभी एक बंदा स्किन कर रहा था. स्पिन कर रहा था सिंह. हाँ यार टाइपस कर रहे हैं लोग.
He's sticking around because maybe there is more to be had.
Yeah. You might know about the health, but it might.
यार मैं सोच रहा हूँ webcam ले लूँ यार. webcam ज़्यादा better रहेगा ये फोन से connect करने से तो.
Looking at 5 straight here on
Quality किसकी अच्छी रहेगी मेरे को जरा बताना यार थोड़ा Discord वगैरह पे भी. बजट आराम से 4-5 हज़ार तक का है. उससे ज़्यादा नहीं.
Yeah, and it's wild, man. In G2, it was
मैं
always.
सोच रहा हूँ webcam करना ज़्यादा better रहेगा.
Tejas_533 says okay.
Nexus G2 would historically never be able to do it. Things have changed so drastically.
If only Spirit knew how sick that shot was, they would realize that m0NESY's about to put them in a world of hurt. His mechanics have been nasty this event.
Yes.
I say this event.
Yeah, all the time. Just literally all the time.
Donkey मार रहे हैं. Dong, where are you?
Needs that energy. Nearly off scope.
And just the swagger spin after too. Flick of the wrist.
Short out.
The gun round that Spirit had hoped for is an instant offers death. Look at m0NESY just confidently step forward into that fight. Angles held, be damned. 5v4.
No. He's got a brilliant aura right now. m0NESY doesn't feel like he can die. He has proved that to be true so far.
Tejas_533 says smoke me Kaismar RHE.
Smoke में मारा भाई. उसने पहले ही देख लिया था उसको कि वहाँ पे है वो. तो इसलिए उसने smoke में चला दिया और मार दिया.
We know what that rifle can do.
For seconds, but nobody is actually going to give him that. Look how scared maybe Spirit are about stepping into those doors And G2 just happy to let Monacy keep going. 3 players ahead of him, they let him take that helm. There'll be nobody in the site to stop this. They're all the way up on long.
Oh,
I mean,
sorry,
you
it got
cannot stop
Chaga.
G2 right now. This doesn't feel like Spirit have come into this 3rd map any better off than they were on Anubis.
Definitely.
Camera, camera.
Found a gap. Off of one single kill, they've taken over mid. There was no movement there from Spirit after they're holding on to Vision, right? Monacy was watching in the door, looking for the rotation. Nothing happened from Spirit. No flash to put him off. No one crossing. So what do? They simply go up cap. 2-2 setup, punished, no op in play, no chance for the retake. Long control isn't enough.
Battery खत्म हुई मोबाइल के कैमरे की इसलिए वेबकैम ही सही रहेगा
straight.
2 घंटे 9 मिनट
It's very quickly evaporating in front of our eyes. I don't want to write off a team who we know is so high, but there's a chance Spirit limp into map 3 already crushed. It's going to take somebody to step it up a notch.
Yeah, you know, when they pulled off the reverse sweepers,
Donk se ho nahi raha is baar.
Incredible because they were just basically an amateur team trying to prove, you know, that Donk was the player that they knew about. That was just becoming amazing, but there wasn't that much pressure. The expectations weren't there. That's true. All true. All true. The expectations weren't there. That's the biggest change, right?
Well, expectations skyrocket as well because that was the best of 5 right before Shiro.
Tejas_533 says stressed H Pura.
Suddenly we thought, okay, well now you need to deliver.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Stressed है पूरा. हो गई यार.
Gone through getting stuck.
एक round नहीं जीते.
Playing against top teams constantly and then winning London after that. So still showing that they could keep it up in some way. Right? They did the reverse.
6-0.
Then they did London, all sort of spaced out.
Surrender कर देना चाहिए.
Even Vitality this year, we're looking like world's #2, the only team that can maybe beat Na'Vi, and they've missed out on their chances. Now they're falling out of the conversation. It has been cutthroat.
Monacy.
Even G2 stealing a final away from Na'Vi. How the hell did that happen?
Something special with them.
That's how it happened.
He is a key part of all these rounds, dude.
Oh.
That's what you need to see.
Tejas_533 says BSSEK round Jitna H Unko.
Both extremities hit at the same time.
भाई एक राउंड तक क्या हो जाएगा?
And now we're gonna have to bank on somebody else. Snacks puts himself.
सारे मतलब अगर ये इनको बने रहना है, फाइनल जीतना है तो ये मैप जीतना बहुत जरूरी है. अभी तक एक राउंड नहीं जीत पाए.
Extremity from tunnels. Snacks, very smart to be watching that.
Donk के से बी में वो भी निकल गया. पूरा बी खाली है.
Leave that bomb site, and as he does, he could
अच्छा ये भी निकल गया.
a wrench in the works of the mid play. He finds the contact, but not the kill. Nico's still hunting his first frag of the map after a lights out performance on Anubis.
I think that nade kind of tells them that Donk is alone, honestly.
They're going to keep this pressure moving forward. Time ticking, of course, and Chopper's going to make a move, right?
Yeah, it's a good move.
Going to try to get into this back line, try to compromise them. They may also rotate back because we do have a T down in CT spawn.
There's one kill down, Nico.
Shiro, he's just going to hold. He waits, they step into him. It's starting to come together. We said somebody had to step up. Well, this one started with Donk getting the better of Monacy over on B, but it's not done. Hunter keeps his head down with just enough time. Does Chopper overstep?
Oh.
Almost.
Well handled.
जीत गए finally एक.
Chopper gets one over the line, pushes it, and Spirit take their first.
That's great. I mean, we have Monacy running through the molly to get the second kill in the B tunnels, and Donk one bullets him. If he takes any more shots to get this kill, he's gonna die. Monacy knows he has a big chance there. I don't even think he should be that mad. He understands the round's over if he hits it. But fair play. Donk was ready.
Tejas_533 says Kiel to H comeback hope Higa.
Also, Chopper makes another good
नहीं हो
move.
पाएगा.
The round before,
Comeback तो नहीं हो पाएगा. एक दो राउंड और जीत सकते हैं ये, but मुश्किल है.
It was because Spirit didn't show them any information, they didn't make any rotations, they didn't try to push anything. So it's a change.
इन लोग का भी चीटी साइड बहुत अच्छा है.
For Spirit, that's at least a better round, but
G2 वालों का.
one round.
And hopefully that change of mindset can continue because he has to make that move, that ambitious flank, being 1 in 5 after 2 abysmal maps. But you can't become a shell of yourself, and especially when you played such a key role in getting into this playoffs run. Tidbits of utility come towards Donk, he's fine with that, no issue. There's no follow-up behind this. sure, 1 round on this board for Spirit. It makes you believe for a moment here that they could still reclaim somewhat of this half, but we can't forget about the question, what does their T side hold?
That could be a good nade. Oh, bounces high. Slight tag. This is where they have to call in. Shiro is the specialist to watch the cross if it's going to be this split. And we talked about it before. Magix can be shrewd as a long anchor. Hard to pull off his position. Malps will try to time this perfectly to dislodge him.
Lots of smoke coming over.
But they're going to try to run down Shiro from below. Nico misses the jump.
It's a bit deep. They could still swing in front of that if they decide to swing.
They missed the timing, though.
It's the drop down.
There's no late flash because Nico failed the drop, but now they're just coming in slowly. It still might work.
Shiro's going to try to take it up, but right now Chopper's hanging on from sight. It's at least 1 for him. Nobody ever steps into Nico's crosshair despite him being on the hunt. They want to deal with Long maybe first, this pit player.
He knows it.
Dude, Mobs is locked in. They've got to come clear him, and they're going to. Slowly, they will come clear him as
Long by वो.
But that means the site players don't have support. Shiro cleaning it up as Donk comes through with the kill on bomb site.
Nope.
That bomb itself at the halfway point.
No nades, Donk, only kit.
Ooh, he's got to dodge the bullet. Keeps his head down.
He has to run this down.
But as Donk is busy,
Arey,
makes the difference. Magix has the time, and Spirit now have a chance.
Yeah, Donk got that kill. That was the key one. Donk also got the hard fight towards Goose. He's starting to show up. It's still only 2 rounds, though, for Spirit. At least they're back-to-back here. Good for the economy, but signs of life. This is a moment where G2 mess up their exec. Sometimes it happens. You're supposed to jump off backwards, straight from the spawn, wait for the scaling flash, and right at that corner, you peek high-low on Shiro, and you guarantee the kill. Malps also delayed long enough, as he had to, because things sort of went into emergency protocols, and it had Shiro's attention for a long time. But they eventually dealt with him. Spirit stayed calm. They let Donk work. They took care of Long. They fought hard for it. I also like the adjustment from Nico to not just sit down there, but instead just jump back up on Cat and go for it.
Make a move.
Yeah.
Don't let Hunter die in vain.
And now they're opening up.
Fight on 2 fronts. This
now,
time,
Nico ने अभी तक लिया है ना 2 kills लिया
Nico.
Nico.
Make riskier plays. You're not going to take back this half to 6-6 without keeping it up in their faces. But Hunter rips Donks off, and that's tunnels taken over by G2 with it.
Nice duel. Oh, interesting setup, though, here on Long. Is this the time that they want to go out for this?
Magix makes it happen, but
there's no way, surely.
Usually have a second player here. Meanwhile, Hunter walks out. That's beautiful. I mean, he is taking over the charts of this 3rd map.
Yeah, no kidding.
13 frags. We didn't know who was going to do it, but if Hunter has to, damn it, he will. But making all that...
Hunter.
Shiro.
He's got some time before his teammates get there, but he doesn't know how much.
Right?
Wait, is Shiro going to do this? Yeah, that's so smart from him. That is so smart.
Takes the deep peek, senses maybe that the support's not in position just yet.
And he knows they wouldn't dare peek. So he had the calculation, and knowing they were coming back.
Starting in tunnels, making a proactive move.
Yeah, that was really, really clever from Shiro, but still in the 2v2. Chances for G2.
Chopper thinking about getting risky as he hears the climb up go over, but they put a smoke a little bit behind him. Ooh, we won't be able to stop them.
He's hoping that it was some...
He can climb up behind them or go long.
Yeah, and Shiro just here in mid behind the smoke. It's going to come down to timing with 10 seconds. Their hand is forced, but are they going to plant plat and play to that side? 1 clip off. Free haircut here for Chopper. Monacy in the 1-on-2. Will it be the no-scope? No.
He's going to go for the box jump, but miss it. Movement betrays him. He's in the cover, but he's tagged to 12. Shiro hits him, but doesn't put him down, and you have to
come on.
Ooh, Chopper. Now we're talking about multiple rounds where Chopper's coming in with impact.
100%.
भाई comeback हो रहा है.
Again, Shiro's clever play helps make sure that it's not the B site. And when he missed that first shot, he thought they were in jeopardy. Hunter, it has been nuts for him. He's looking to take over this half, but
that shot, that miss could have been critical. Hunter not thinking that he'd come at him like that, but Shiro felt probably like he needed to, and it's the right
Not just that, but he knows that he would never peek the door again, and he knows he's trying to delay for his teammates to come out of tunnels. It was only a matter of does Shiro think he has a time to walk back to window. First time out here for G2. Looks like we've got ourselves a map.
Oh my God, we sure do. Going to use this moment to let you guys know, of course, that the Opera GX is a browser built specifically for gamers, designed to be faster, customizable, and performance-friendly, unlike standard browsers. Gamers rejoice.
That was your John Anik moment. Let's see who wins the custody battle.
Who gets to keep Donk?
Winner gets to keep Donk.
Pressure out. Magix is running for the hills.
Oh, he's running. Hey, Malton. Whoa.
Miles पीछे क्या मार रहा
Somebody
है?
shot him first. It's fair. You got to stand your ground.
Everyone's coming for NA, man.
At least it wasn't Nico knifing him this time.
Yeah, true. All right, full lawn control. Finally, classical position. Bless.
सब ये पे यार मुश्किल है. ये भी G2 के हाथ से गया.
Sparingly, but now.
Do they time it well?
Look at the health bars. HEs actually make a huge difference here.
Sir, the rotations have come through, but the initial damage is looking great for G2 to bring it back. It's 2 kills first for G2. This is looking very good considering all that damage that was done earlier, and then Zontic just walks out through smoke and dies.
No flash, nothing.
They had all the bodies on the bomb site, but G2 across the bar. Sharper.
क्या बात है?
Simply sharper.
Simply sharper. They were even killing themselves there. Still got away with it.
Yeah, how much of that damage that we're talking about was actually done by their own teammates? Didn't hold Mulbs back much.
Yeah, the long-range Mac-10 kill on Cat.
Zontic's trying to be opportunistic, but G2 already had their teeth sunk so deep into the flesh of that A site.
Yeah, there's one huge benefit to G2 here is there's no overthinking. Now, Snax tried to molly mid to dissuade Donk from pushing into lower tunnels. That's not a concern right now. Constantly trying to go for this pick-off.
So freely, he's usually walking around looking for this. We saw it very early. First pop round for Shiro, and he's just met with that sniper down mid. I was thinking maybe the coast is clear, but in reality...
Oh, we've seen this lurk smoke before. Malbs last time didn't clear it. This time he will.
Damn right. He's got the better gun. Slams Magix against the wall, takes total long control.
Oh, nice.
Seizing the chance in mid. He'll miss his follow-up, but he's got support. So he did. Donk actually getting the better of Nico. Donk back to the top of the charts for Team Spirit.
It's a perfect ISO play that allows Malbs to actually scale now. Shiro above. He goes wide. He sees a chance.
Tough shot with the Galil versus an AWP.
Okay, now it's time. Zontic's here in the site. Donk behind him. This duo has had trouble on B side holds.
Yes, they have. Notably Zontic.
These are better spots, though.
Donk looking for the first contact, but it's lesser weapons for Zontix. He will get the chance to strike them down. Great damage. Him and Gal
there we go.
lock it down.
You remember what I was talking about. They were failing on the chemistry when it came to those two in the site on B. This time just makes more sense exactly how they tether off of each other. Another good recovery, actually. Excellent ISO play here from Malbs after
Spirit recover कर रही है भाई.
to stop the B pressure. They just go for this pick-off. But Shiro doesn't get caught off guard. Rotation's perfect from Donk. Everything's in place. Yeah, now we're getting solid play from both teams. That's what you like to see.
Spirit have earned this limited purchase for G2 to close out the T side. A 6-0 deficit brought back to a recoverable map. All depending on that T side. For now, Monasu will be uncontested as he has had his way most rounds throughout this final. Maybe.
Oh, we're coming in light and fast on this one.
Crosses over. Little uncertainty as the long smoke fades, but he should have a reason to be nervous about Catwalk. Chopper's underneath, hearing all this movement. Can't afford missed shots. With a couple pistols. They now pick up that M4 off Chopper's dead body, and Hunter, this is great positioning. Spot. He keeps the B anchors out of the mix. Don't try to chase him down,
Tejas_533 says Sayad Yanikal SKTEH Spirit.
Lost 7 rounds on this. And 2 maps in the back pocket.
शायद ये निकाल सकते हैं Spirit.
Snax is right beside him. They're shoulder to shoulder.
Doc wants more, but Snax has that SMG pressed in against him.
3v1 है, निकाल लिया, G2 ने निकाल लिया, ऑपर है, बट अगेन 3 लोग साथ में खड़े हैं। बॉम्ब प्लांट हो जाता ना, फिर उसके बाद काफी मतलब रश वाला हिसाब हो जाता, फिर प्रेशर बढ़ जाता है।
My name is James Banks.
Hi, I'm Launders. Hi, I'm Scrawny, also known as Launders Agent. We're going to be doing a dive into the last 12 months of Counter-Strike since the release of CS.
अच्छा 12 राउंड हो गए, इसलिए अभी ब्रेक आ गया।
Improvements that CS2 brings over CSGO. Some positives are obviously the graphical and visual updates we're able to see from the game. That's a given.
I think the game looks beautiful.
The color and the vibrancy of all the maps is basically not even comparable.
The graphics of the next engine is definitely a
Tejas_533 says Abby Keaton around or Bakey H.
We're just in a different timeline in terms of how beautiful the game is.
The smokes.
जो पहले 13 पहुंच गया, 13 पहुंच गया, तो अभी टोटल 12 राउंड्स हुए हैं, तो 12, 12, 24, 13 जो पहले पहुंच गया ना वो जीत जाता है, पर 12 राउंड्स में ये होता है, टीम चेंज होती है।
Smoke interaction is really a next gen improvement.
It adds another depth, adds another level to the game as well.
I feel like that's the biggest mechanical change that as a commentator watching rounds, I am still every single time blown away by the dynamic smoke mechanics in CS2. CS2 has sort of rejuvenated the community and brought everybody who's been watching for the last 10 years together for the sole purpose of making this new game good and starting a new history.
But I know there's a lot of things that people still want to see to make it better, but slowly, surely, I still believe in Valve, even if it's taken us a lot of time.
For me, the list of things that should be implemented into CS2 definitely begins with just content.
This is a very small thing, but
Tejas_533 says G Scopelli 13 points ho GQ.
Give me the stickers looking good on both sides.
इसका पहले 13 पॉइंट्स हो जीत गया, हाँ। तो अभी जैसे 6-3-6-4 चल रहा है, अभी अगर G2 13 पे पहुंच गई पहले तो वो जीत गई। बट वही अगर 12-12 हो गया तो फिर ओवर टाइम जाता है, फिर जिसका सबसे पहले 16 हो गया वो जीता, और अगर वापस से 15-15 हुआ तो फिर वापस से ओवर टाइम होता है, फिर जिसका 20 हो वो जीत जाएगा। ऐसा 2 ओवर टाइम के बाद मेरे को नहीं पता क्या होता है, क्योंकि इतना कभी तक कोई पहुंचा नहीं है।
Scripting support, want to make sure that people are supported with the appropriate tools so that they can work on the amazing community content that has made Counter-Strike the great franchise that it is.
Not so much about the gameplay itself, but I would love maybe a 20-year coin added. Steam has been out for 20 years. Someone like me has an account that old. I would love if there's a Counter-Strike coin for 20 years now as well. I'd like to see the sub-tick improve, or 128 tick. That would be beautiful as well.
I think that the game and the esport itself is in a solid state. Let's make movement consistent, and then let's start pumping out game modes so that people have more things to play, because everybody just wants to play more Counter-Strike in all these different shapes and forms.
The big question is the T sides. G2 have done a phenomenal job of shutting them down in the first 2 maps. Not one T round won for Spirit throughout this Grand Finals. Singapore, you may be looking at the final half of your Grand Finals. Spirit may have not shown up tonight as they always fail to do versus
Tejas_533 says Abby TK Ka best team con
Can this time be any different?
Navi, NAVI.
Yeah, the streak and the
Natural
record
win
is 10
वो
maps
अभी तक की
straight
best है।
versus Spirit in this situation.
इस
No
साल
T rounds
5
won, so
टूर्नामेंट जीत चुके हैं वो लोग,
on the right foot here.
बैक टू बैक।
Attempt.
छठवां था जिसमें G2 ने उनको हरा दिया था।
With the immediate play towards long, Mobs isn't going to give him it. Pistols, you know, that's the thing. This dire stat line, it wouldn't be so bad if pistols haven't been the specialty of G2, because their confidence has just exuded throughout this best of 5.
Hunter, man.
There's another
17
example.
and 6.
Pressuring into the tunnels.
Oh, that's a big one.
If it won't be Nico this time, then it may be Hunter to step up alongside Monacy. Man advantage G2. Spirit sat outside doors, trying to recover. That's been the tale of this entire best of 5 for them. From map to map, from half to half, trying to recover.
Oh, क्या shot था.
Let them do it.
That's a second. And Giro's carrying the bomb.
Oh, he tries, but Mobs hits him with the swing. Nobody can do anything. Spirit have stepped forward into yet another T side.
Bomb drop हो गया. नहीं करवाया. Dong अकेला क्या कर लेगा?
Seemingly. Donk is devilish. But at the moment, he is soon to be surrounded, and he doesn't even have the bomb. How do you cross over with CT being held?
4 players watching for him, waiting every turn.
Oh, but Snacks is going to catch him off, and Snacks is in with the impact as G2 look to put an end to this one quickly.
It's an excellent
last
map for Snacks, straight up. It's looking like a new day for this man. And Hunter, it's been him all day. Dust 2. Now they're cooking. Zero T rounds. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that's never happened before in a best of 5.
When some records end, new ones begin. Good interruption here from Hunter. Making sure that these blocks don't get any closer, but it is really Spirit trying to save up all they can for that gun round. If you're going to turn around this horrendous T-side situation.
बी जा रहे हैं अभी लोअर टनल से बी जा रहे हैं बी पे कौन-कौन बैठा है Snacks बैठा है और Hunter भी आ रहा है
Snacks has had his awkward moments on the B side as well. We talked about Zontix and Donk not finding that synergy before.
But पूरी टीम आ गई है भाई बॉम्ब प्लांट कर लेंगे ये लोग
But it looks like this time will be different.
Make sure to put him down on the exit.
ओ सबको ले लिया
We'll see though when they get tested.
दो लोगों ने सबको ले लिया भाई
That's something where Spirit have also game planned towards G2 on this side of the map, probably because of Snacks and his weaknesses of the past. But yes, it's reset. We've seen actually overly simple attacks towards that side of the map just because they know that they've got a weak target there. But G2, I think, have flew into that. And again, they don't lose to Spirit. They simply don't.
It's amazing. It's amazing they can put down a top-tier team this regularly and in this kind of dominating fashion.
I mean, Donk's had a solid map. He just hasn't had much help this time. It's, you know, changing places with these guys. They're playing musical chairs with who's top fragging. And over on G2, Nico's not in the game, so this is like the first step in the formula, and we are looking at a few good rounds in the first half from Spirit, like solid ones. The communication looked good. The frags were there. That was good individual decision-making, even from the likes of Shiro in one moment. It's just a matter of carrying it over.
Gonna be no interruption this time around. G2 happy to let Spirit just make their moves.
Going back to B.
Why would you be nervous? Why would you be scared? Nothing intimidating out of Spirit so far.
Here they're gonna test it.
First map was an utter brick wall of performance put forth by G2. Every player stepping it up.
Just feels like Snack's gonna deliver today. He's only got the MP9 so far, but he can smell it.
They're ready to pounce once that smoke goes. But there's an incendiary still here for Snacks, and if he puts that on the ground, then Spirit are suddenly running into a very tough spot. Let's see if Chopper's attack in from middle will catch them. Sure enough, Snacks back turn, but Hunter's been lights out. And right now, he's gone unchecked.
Yeah.
Shiro did this to them.
They know.
Hunter, he has to wait. He will be found. And there it is.
Oh, okay.
A flurry of kills out from Team Spirit. Dare I say it, a heartbeat.
Yes, it's a great attack. And to be honest, like, no one in G2 had any idea about a mid-B potential. They weren't watching for it. They weren't close by to help out. And even if, like, Snacks is here, there's no warning sign for him from his teammates to get vision. Basically no help over on that side of the map. So he was hoping that they could watch the tunnels. But to be honest, if he's there watching the tunnels, Hunter's either got to have the door smoked or be watching from the window into mid-B to help him out. So they sort of had a severed connection as well.
Now they'll get a chance to catch their breath because the pressure comes to an end. You know, back on Mirage, we said Donk out of the gate was having a good matchup versus G2 versus Nico in specific, the head-to-head to his favor.
Yeah, only
it wasn't enough on Mirage. Will it be enough this time? Because he is yet again taking over at times. make sure the tunnels falls to their favor. Little labored on the snack spray, but he gets there. Donk racking him up.
3 लोगों को निकाल लिया डॉग ने.
Push G2 ever closer. Magix cleans up that bomb site. All's good. Pistols will not prevail here.
नहीं निकाल पाए G2. मोनेसी को सेव करना चाहिए.
It seems like they've got something. Finally, able to lift that absolutely empty-handed T-side stat line.
Yep.
Now they begin.
Yep, now they begin. Is the Spirit comeback possible? Everybody wants a show.
And that burden falls on Spirit to deliver it. G2 have held up their end of the bargain. Firepower all over this map. Ali instantly in with the timeout.
We haven't been talking about that much. And you got to believe that that's an incredibly relevant point at the moment. Been listening into the comms with Snacks. So we've been talking about Hallie and their conversion rate after he gets involved. Right now, T-side is the main focus. And yes, they have at least converted, but they're still looking for a streak. They're looking for the map
Tetches
win
underscore
at the very
533
minimum.
says Avi V boot points to high Spirit
So we'll have
KO.
to see.
Don't get excited just yet.
Four-round game.
Yes, indeed. Very quickly, G2 taking over control of Long. Not enough resistance back for Spirit to make Mobs too nervous. So initial pieces start to peel back. They want to get Nico out of there.
Hunter Snack ने इस बार रोक लिया ना तो पूरा गेम है फिर.
We've already seen CTs down in lower tunnels, but as they flash around those corners, they'll see nobody's home. G2 go passive.
You know, Mobs could be a dream crusher in this situation. Any late long plays, him versus Magix on that door walkout. We saw how relevant that 1v1 duel ended up being in the first half. That's a massive mind game that takes place here on Dust 2. Donk will control the middle of the map, and G2 start off hoping that it ends in B. I like the read because you do see that Spirit will repeat plays over and over again. And when you don't see anybody crossing, they're trying to draw away threaten that they're pushing out, throw the mid-B smoke to see if anything happens, and they're just playing a head game with Chopper here. They want him to make the call. They say, you have no information, make the read, Chopper, you're the IGL, and look what's happening. 3 players on the site, mid-B is taking place at the moment, bomb in the tunnels.
Hunter may have that lesser weapon, but his form is sharp.
They're gonna have to frag their way out of this one.
Let's see if they can. We've got both the Kovac in position. Perfectly timed flag.
Nice one, Hunter.
Snack sets him up wonderfully. Can turn over now towards tunnels to hold up his end. Hunter doing it all, but finally falls. Donk into the kill feed. Meanwhile, Nico still behind Carr. Snacks 2 assists and a kill, but it's Shiro in a clutch. You know he can do this.
Good
but
luck
no
with that.
pass allowed. Monacy strikes him down.
Stuffed on the cross. An amazing timing on the flash play with Hunter, but it's 2 things. It's preying on the fact that they know Spirit will repeat on the B plays just like they do on Mirage,
Spirit
just like they have done versus Snacks and Hunter. They know this
10-6
is a weak site for G2.
3 और 11-6 है 2 और जीतने
They also start out playing
पूरा
giving them
फाइनल
no
खत्म हो गया.
information
Spirit
because
नहीं
the
जीत
read is so strong and they know that Chopper can get it in his own head in moments like this.
Donk.
And Spirit nearly still fragged their way out, but a perfect timing on the flash.
Yes.
Means that it doesn't matter how many kills Shiro gets.
Timing to a T. This time, hyper aggression. Trying to force their way onto 12, trying to bottom out Team Spirit's T side. But you've got to be careful.
Yeah, but you see, now Spirit are thinking, well, Chopper's going to go back, do a lap. He's got lots of time left on the clock. This is the perfect thing to do. We'll see if he wants to commit over without a teammate. That would be unlikely. Oh.
There's damage for Mobs to deal with.
Shot some shoes off
B
here.
पे कोई भी नहीं
This
क्यों
fight,
भाई?
Monacy versus Shiro.
This is the perfect play here from Spirit.
Ops dueling. Monacy just going to keep his head down. He waits.
B खाली पड़ा वो लोग B जा रहे हैं भाई आराम से ये B घुस गए ना तो फिर प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगी इन लोगों को. घुस गए ये Spirit का है.
Great play, you know.
Spirit का राउंड है पूरा B खाली है.
Last round they got tricked. This round, no, they're in control.
Smoke goes down and so will the bomb to follow. So Team Spirit, what a total contrast to the round before where you end up walking into both the Kovac And Snacks with the perfect flashbang.
It's also
take it nice and slow.
It's also a symptom of getting the early fight. Again, that was part of the plan for G2 is don't give them an early fight, let them overthink. So we'll see how G2 approach the next round, but you can't approach most of your rounds trying to keep it a 5v5 to 30 seconds. You sometimes are going to have to. Eventually, a team that is given too much space will be able to make the correct decision, more times than not. So it's a risky game plan to use, but when you're up in a lead like this, using reads every once in a while, that I think is very,
Tejas
very
_ 533 says mistake KRR die will log.
मिस्टेक कर दिए वो लोग. हाँ, बी पे कोई भी नहीं था यार. बी पे होल्ड करना चाहिए था उनको. एटलीस्ट एक बंदा रहता ना बी पे तो थोड़ा हो सकता था चांस. बट ठीक है, अभी उन लोग के पास सारी गन्स वगैरह सब कुछ है, तो वो लेके जाएंगे.
Hunter knows anything tips the scale at this point. Any one small kill in favor of them. Fans want G2.
Certainly felt like theirs for the taking. We finally get a lifeline here. Finally get a T-side. The makings of something.
Tejas _ 533 says Pishmi Khan Gum RHA Unk.
पीछे में कौन घूम रहा है उनके? ये इनका कोच है. बेसिकली पीछे जो रहता है वो इनको टैक्टिक्स बताता है कि तुमको ये फॉलो करना है, ऐसे तुमको आगे चलना है, ये सब सेव करके रखो. एक हेल्पिंग पर्सन है जो गेम नहीं खेल रहा बट एक अलग पर्सपेक्टिव से उनको टैक्टिक्स में हेल्प कर रहा.
Last round we saw G2 immediately evacuate the B site. They knew it was going to be a handshake agreement to long to 5v5 up.
और वही बोलता है कि कब टाइम आउट लेना है, तो ये लोग टाइम आउट लेते हैं फिर.
They've also been good at finding the timings to punish. Again, it's all about this long corridor and
सब
finding
ए
the
पे
time
है.
where they're starting to walk up, not playing anti, not playing back, and G2 are here and there throwing in utility, looking for timings.
माल से देख लिया, सब यही पे, सब यही पे. माल से लगा, सब यही पे ये.
Yeah. They're all there, but like you mentioned, they don't always go forward, and so they take their time.
Oh!
Gives them something to think about. They say, you don't want to come to us, then I'm coming at you.
No, that's huge.
And as he groups up with his teammates, that jump over from the smoke, it's two players caught with a slight gap, damage done, one slots in, more CTs ready to go. G2 ready to fight, trying to end it. But as they get closer to that site, Donk's going deep through smoke, and Spirit coming through with all the kills. They take their sweet time until Hunter comes through with his. He's stuck the.
Oh, shot है भाई. क्या shot मारा है हमारा सीन है.
Lightning strikes twice in the hands of the Flash. And Hunter continues his impact. It's for 12. And as they stay slotted in Magic.
Nice.
Just like that.
Come on, oh. Monesi, we like.
Oh my God, it's another Kodak moment for Monesi.
Monesi.
Put him on a t-shirt.
Tejas _ 533 says comeback Claudia.
Thought we saw his best flick already. No, don't think so.
Nothing but slick flicks in Singapore.
कमबैक करा दिया. स्पिरिट का तो नहीं हुआ, बट ये एक अब राउंड जीतना उनको, अब आराम से खेलेंगे ये लोग G2 वाले. बट देखने लायक वो आता है यार, एक भी मैच जीतने नहीं दिया स्पिरिट को. ये भी अभी क्या बोले? Cool down.
Stat says reset.
Yes, stat says reset.
It might just be destiny.
और ऐसे टाइम पे ना धक इतना जोर का होता है ना यार, सीरियसली बता रहा हूँ. मैं खुद नॉर्मल गेम्स खेलता हूँ, मेरे को उसमें एकदम ऐसा धक होता है. ये लोग तो भाई, ये लोग तो टूर्नामेंट्स खेल रहे हैं और इतने लोगों के सामने कर रहा है, प्रेशर इतना हाई है ना, फिर भी ये लोग अपना कूल रख रहे हैं. सही बात है.
Will cement one name at the top, and with the individual mechanics that he shows all the while, it's one hell of an argument. But it's not a trophy lift just yet. Spirit have shown us something of a T-side, but who steps forth? Donk trying again, as he did on Mirage. Silently. Working his way up into pressure.
Can they organize and help him?
Nice.
He's held back.
No,
because
they're not.
Hunter is just going so far above and beyond.
Bomb's still in playground. He was going for a lurk. There is nobody here to help with this.
Shot through the door.
Oh, nice. Monesi, nice.
He knows what he wants.
Oh.
He takes what he wants.
And it could be Spirit's last breath.
Nico, come on. Nice one. खत्म है 4v2 है भाई 4v नहीं तो एटलीस्ट 3v2 है
Monesi all series long. Hunter steps forth on Dust 2 and Team Spirit on the brink of being held at a max of 7 rounds on all 3 of these maps. This head-to-head so incredibly lopsided. It's a dire spot for Shiro and Magic.
पीछे चिल्ला रहे सेव क्या सेव करेंगे भाई लास्ट राउंड है सेव कर ही नहीं सकते उनको घुसना ही पड़ेगा
It feels like he can do it all. A flick needed. It's a light shot. It's a tough one for Shiro to now try to push. He's going to keep his off train back sight. They still can't quite get in, but that fire spreads. Snacks to try to stop it. The curse has been lifted. He's here with Monesi. And still, opportunities given over to Spirit. They are not dead yet.
Oh, nice.
Doorway denied by the frag. 6 seconds. Magic's. That's it. Not hit.
Oh, nice. जीत गए. G2 is the winner. Grand Finals जीत गए.
No challenge.
They actually did it. Another chip. Another IGL. Snacks breaking the curse.
Snacks breaking the curse.
Undefeated versus Spirit. 10 maps straight in this head-to-head. It's not a rivalry. It's a stomp.
Tejas_533 says, clap.
Champions.
Nice one, G2. Nice one.
It is unbelievable to see this formula come together. Unbelievable that Snacks leads despite individual struggles to 2 tournament lifts at the tail end of 24. Unbelievable that the likes of Malds gets the chance in one of the biggest organizations in our space.
Guys, channel को subscribe करो, video को like करो.
Look at them, convivial, overjoyed, beating the odds every time.
Monesi.
The fan favorite of the arena, G2, everybody was cheering for them. They put on magic moments multiple times. And versus Spirit, you know they have the confidence today.
Yeah, they have the confidence every time because this formula is a winning formula. And it's amazing that it comes from what is essentially a walking dead roster. But at its core, we find the deadliest
Trophy उठाएंगे.
for the ages, an embodiment
Yeah.
of greatness. Nico and Monesi, your champions.
Yeah. Nice. स्नैक्स ने बीच में ब्रेक ले लिया था उसको निकाल दिया गया था फिर उसके बाद वापस से ये टीम में आया G2 इसने ज्वाइन किया और लिटरली भाई दिखा दिया कि अभी भी है
Tejas_533 says Monesi to ye match pura li life.
मोनेसी तो ये मैच पूरा ले लिया और सिर्फ कितना 17 साल का है 17 या 18 साल का है बहुत छोटा है 17 साल का है शायद 17 या 19 साल का ऐसे कुछ है और डोंग भी 17 साल का है
I just feel super proud. Like I never expected myself to win 2 tier 1 events like this, and I'm just really happy to be here. Like I love my teammates, and it's just a super really good like environment, and I'm just really happy, and yeah.
You're always happy. You're always smiling since you've been in that G2 jersey. Anything you want to say to your dad as well? I know he's watching at home.
Sorry, can you repeat?
Anything you want to say to your dad?
He's surely watching me, so gracias por verme, papá. Eso es para vos, sabes que siempre te lo digo para vos y siempre que sigo jugando aquí es porque siempre me apoyaste y te amo un montón.
Thank you very much, Malves. Hunter, Dust 2, you said it's my turn?
Yeah, I mean, I needed to do it this whole event. I didn't play well, maybe against Spirit. The second game, it was fine, but yeah, I needed to step up, and I knew I needed, and I'm very happy.
चलो भाई बहुत बढ़िया है.
Played well on this too.
स्ट्रीम बंद करते हैं है ना. मिलते हैं फिर अगले स्ट्रीम में. तेजस भाई बाय बाय. मिलते हैं बाकी लोग भी सब. फाइनल टाइम गाइस, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करो, वीडियो को लाइक करो.
_533 says bye brew.
Yo मिलते हैं. टेक केयर, बाय बाय.
Now confidence is back again.
आज रात को आओगे? आज रात को देखता हूँ मैं, श्योर नहीं है क्योंकि अभी मेरा इसको चालू होने में भी टाइम लगेगा, तो लेट्स सी. बाय बाय.